Welcome to Seven-Sided Die's Carpathian Adventure. I'm Tom. In a moment, we'll introduce the players. Some of them are still making their way here. Before that, thank you for joining us. Unlike some other Twitch and YouTube, the rest of the cast of characters are grooming themselves off camera. Unlike some other Twitch and YouTube channels, please know that we are not professional actors, let alone voice actors. Some of us are military, some are in IT, others retail managers, a few were parents, students, etc. So we do this strictly for fun. We hope you enjoy it nonetheless. Lest I forget to mention it, we must thank Sirenscape for the use of their audio sound effects. That's www.sirenscape, SYRINSCAPE.com. We must also thank artist Yanu. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Yanu for the terrific character sketches you may have just seen and that you will see throughout the evening. Please patronize him at symbol JEIUNA draws DRAWS on Instagram, or the at symbol JEINU on Tumblr and Twitter. Again, we would like to thank you, our Twitch. That wasn't me. It was somebody off camera. Our Twitch and Instagram followers and YouTube subscribers for joining us. If you have not already, please follow on Twitch and Instagram, like and subscribe on YouTube, and as Brian the Hammer says, ding that bell. Brad, or the Carpathian Adventures, a Jonas Dawnflower, is marketing our t-shirts and sweatshirts with a Seven-Sided Die logo and other designs. We have a contest running that he is organizing. Brad, I understand we're up to 34. We just got to 34 subscribers.
I thought it was 35.
Oh, was it?
I could be wrong. I might be wrong.
I could be wrong too.
I had a whole poem that I was gonna do, but nobody's here, so we're gonna skip that. We'll do that next week.
There's people watching, or at least one. Maybe.
Yeah, that is true, but I'm gonna save it for everybody. I'm gonna save it for everybody. Don't worry. The official T-shirt sponsor of Seven-Sided Die.
Do we have sound?
Or
the bar is not moving.
The bar is not moving. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good. Woo.
Okay.
There is sound. It's just not visible on our. I think there's sound. Somebody message if there's no sound, but it's just not displayed on our preview monitor.
I'm so used to seeing that go. I'm like, uh-oh.
I'll move them around. We have a preview monitor. You guys can't see it. We have a preview monitor, and it has the sound bar at the bottom of it. So anyway, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. So I guess the official T-shirt sponsor of Seven-Sided Die, or one could make the argument the Seven-Sided Die is the official sponsor of Golden Monkey Tees. It works both ways. So Golden Monkey Tees, they have Seven-Sided Die T-shirts. You could buy them. They're great. I'm actually wearing one right now. And some of them have the logo on them. Some of them say fun things, like this is more than the healer, which is for them clerics out there who are more than just the healer.
This is an old design. There's a new design that you see up there is the new design, but they're nice.
Thank you. So you could find them at goldenmonkey.threadless.com, and if you subscribe to YouTube, of which we have 34, 35 subscribers right now, once we get 50, we're going to raffle off a t-shirt. So you can win one of these. They're really super soft. It'll be the tri-blend, nice and soft. So subscribe on YouTube and win t-shirts. I love you.
I love you. You too much. Okay. Thank you, Brad. Travel back 700 years. The year is roughly 1318. Hungary is at its height, and the nascent Ottomans are on the rise. While the papacy is being challenged by an anti-pope, the Templars recede into memory, and the Teutonic Order seems to be growing in power. Castles have risen throughout the land to consolidate feudal power and deal with the Viking threat, yet the Varangian mercenaries still abound. Farther afield, The neither holy nor Roman nor an empire, HRE battles internally, and France continues to duke it out with England. Interspersed among humanity's trials and tribulations, dragons and vampires have some undefined rivalry, and something wicked has unleashed a new horror from the bowels of the earth. Welcome to the Carpathian adventure.
We are that something.
Well,
Look at
one
the-
can argue Tom did that.
Look at the empty table. We're waiting on some people to arrive. While we're
Three
waiting
people
on
here.
3 people.
Yeah.
Reiner is here via Skype. Say hello. Make sure your
Yo.
audio is still working. He's all
What's up,
alone
Reiner?
over there. And Ryan and Brad are here.
Couldn't log in. Check that Twitter.
Ah, shoot.
One
My
is
bad.
the
There we are.
loneliest
There.
number that you
I pushed the
ever
wrong button. Now you should see their character sketches down below. And
All right.
down below as well. Let's recap what happened last week. Reiner, I don't think we've asked you to recap, or not last week, the last game, to the best of your recollection. What happened in the last game?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay,
Somebody's here.
alright. So, there was some disagreement among the party as to what should be done regarding the discovery of the bone horrors in the underbelly of Sugut. The discussion was brought back to the Teutonic Templar, and there we met a rather unusual fellow, I forget his name, who didn't actually speak at all, and who somehow fought Borth to a standstill.
Ruby over there.
It was very odd. But then, it turned out that the guards were searching for people matching some of the descriptions of some of our party later that night in the investigation of a murder that had occurred, which was totally not a misunderstanding of something that had happened regarding the guard that we found and who later stabbed himself in the eye with a spoon.
That happens.
Gruesome way to go, that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So,
I'll remember.
we managed to be, we were given the location of a safe house and managed to stay there overnight. Only the next morning we decided that this would be the perfect opportunity to kill two birds with one stone, and went to the palace of Osman Gazi. There we were put through several functionaries, including the Gazi's former wife, and our old friend Kose Mahal, and we were given a rather delightful drink and put into a room to wait for when we would be given an audience with the Sultan. And Balder saw the tattoo wolf thing that we were looking for on one of the harem girls. And Matthias is currently over the moon right now from the Reiki and is thinking that everything is going to be alright.
Okay. I liked your adventure recap, the way you wrote it in your slightly inebriated state, I gather.
I thought it worked.
Okay.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was. It was very cool. Anybody else have anything to add with regards to what happened last week? Mark, welcome.
Thanks. Sorry I was late.
It's okay. Did you just break your figure? Or?
His arrow fell off, so yes.
Oh man, that rots.
Now it's more
A
accurate.
little bit of glue will shape him right back up.
I have
Mark, you're doing-
I have
It's the weight.
metal.
If he can't kill anybody?
Yeah.
Bits of metal if you want to replace it with that.
Oh no! I mean the arrow said
So
I
if you
had
didn't
it.
need
It's
it
just-
anyway.
Yeah.
But I meant sometimes like sticking it into the plastic so it won't go anywhere. On Reiner's figure, this is actually a piece of metal. It was originally resin. And I was like, there's no way that's going to last one
Snap
day.
right off.
Snap right off. So it's all metal. Now, anyway, but I digress.
Yeah. He's white.
Very cool looking.
He's a ghost because he's not here. It was good planning on
Yes.
Tom's part.
Well, I'm assuming that we know that Shalom, Eli is not coming, but I'm assuming Jace and Brad are still coming.
I'm here.
I mean, not Brad. I'm sorry, Brian Boren.
Brad, Brian, what do you
Yeah, like,
Sorry.
they're both like big, buff, ripped dudes. It's super easy
you
to
two are
get them
so easily confused with one
confused.
another. It's the facial
Absolutely.
hair. that
Was it
just-
Brad, Brian, Ryan, Borenth, Balder?
yeah, right. There's too much the alliteration and everything.
Okay, when we last left off, you guys, I think everyone here is the only one not will be Brian Boren. Everyone here is inside the palace. Correct me if I'm wrong.
All of us, and Jace is also there.
Jace is also with you. Yes, and he was the silent one that Reiner was. I'm assuming he was the silent one you were referring to.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, and I think we already asked everybody here. The only people we haven't asked the warm-up question was Jace and Brian and Eli. So we'll skip right through this, right past that. There you go. Yeah.
All right.
Wait, what did we do with the roleplay question?
We skipped it because the question is,
Oh, okay.
why are you traveling with this group? And I think everybody here has answered that. I didn't want
Yeah, I
to
think
jump.
so too.
I didn't want to jump past that until we got through everybody. If that makes sense. And I'm having trouble with technology over here. Bear with me. Okay, so you're inside right now. You came to the palace early this morning, and by now it's late afternoon. Very, 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 very late afternoon. And you are with the respective folks that you chose to partake in the afternoon, your afternoon affairs, and imbibe in the wiki. There should be a character tracker out there somewhere. If you could just update it.
Yeah,
As
see that
need
when
be.
you're done.
Yeah, I leveled up, so I'm trying to figure out the. Borrow that from me.
Wiki.
When you said?
Here we are.
I've got my Arcana Sutra.
You are inside. What are you guys doing?
So when we started drinking the Riki, what time of the day was that?
I'll call it. I mean, there's no like clocks anywhere, so it's mid-afternoon.
It was mid-afternoon when we started, or
Yeah, I mean, you're not drinking the whole bottle or anything like that, are you?
no?
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know.
I mean, there's other libations around the room. There's plenty of food and drink. I'm gonna say yes. It was early afternoon.
Okay.
Well, midday.
Okay. I'm just wondering how much time has passed, and like how, like, are we still influenced by it, or?
Oh yes. I mean, we are right now where you just had you were speaking with what was her name? Celine.
Yes.
And I think you're in a certain state, if you will.
Yes.
And so that is right at that moment. No time has passed.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
All right. Let's see. So I'll lean over to the partner who's with me, because it's a very interesting tattoo on your rear end. What is it?
It's a wolf.
Wolf. I've seen that symbol before.
A wolf or this wolf?
This specific way of drawing it.
My memory is at a loss. Where have you seen it?
Where have you seen it?
I don't remember much before I came here. It's been very difficult. If you can help me remember anything.
What is your name?
It sounds, it's like something, but I can't remember a lot of the details.
It wouldn't happen to be Oda, would it?
I might be.
Then I believe you are the person we might be looking for. You don't know, do you know an Adeltine?
That name sounds very, very familiar. I can't place it.
Alright, well, take your time, get dressed. I have some people who are going to want to meet with you.
Oh, okay. By all means. She rummages around for something to throw over herself. Why are you wincing?
I was making noises, sorry.
And what are the rest of you doing?
I'll probably just relax for a little bit. What did my thing say? It said, It says that my bed linens are soaked. What is that? Is it sweat? Does it smell like the ocean? What it like?
Ocean.
I've seen the card. It's been 6 weeks.
That's funny.
I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff floating around in there, but what's the predominant flavor
It's a
there?
myriad. Myriad.
That's where you ask.
Whatever your imagination can come up with. Theater of the mind.
That's ocean.
It's the ocean. Yes, it is. It smells like the sea, which is Jonas's first.
Theater of the mind.
Brian, what up?
I made it.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna lie back, relax a little bit.
There's some other dry spots.
Yeah, find a dry spot.
Find a dry spot.
Kind of, maybe in my confusion, look over and just
Look at all this
smell
space.
myself.
This space is meant for a man of my stature.
We just knew you would stink.
Maybe they're telling you. Maybe they're telling you something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I didn't have to stop home and take that shower after gym. See that?
And Kip, what are you doing?
So I am. I did not partake in any of the activities with
No,
any of the
you
women.
didn't.
I stayed around and I was pretty much just eating food and running around the room like a lunatic, just jumping off the tables, doing backflips, those types of acrobatic maneuvers.
Okay. So the Reiki effects.
The Reiki effects were taking hold.
Got it. Okay. Let's jump. Well, we'll come back to you when you're settled in.
Yeah.
So, unless you're doing something, the afternoon progresses fairly quietly. Some of them start to fall asleep. There's people scattered all about. Throughout the room, it's filled with, as we described before, a myriad of all kinds of delicacies, drinks, food. There's alcoves where you can rest or have privacy, as the desires may be. And it's a huge, rather ornate room.
About how
I'm off
many?
the team.
All right.
Yeah.
Did I print out the wrong
Fine.
one? Don't worry about
I'm on the second page.
This is how we were gonna tell you you're fired.
I was like, I'm off the team.
About how many hours would
let me
have passed
see.
since we drank?
Yeah, I'm not on here.
it. It just happened.
Oh, okay.
Literally just happened.
Okay.
Damn, that was fast.
Well, then you're actually maybe a half.
Yeah, I'm not on
Depending on how quick some people are. 5 minutes, might be 30 minutes.
So 30 seconds.
Great.
It's
Whatever.
somewhere in the range.
Somewhere in the range. What is Mattias doing?
Matthias is happily sitting by that table, sampling all the various fruits and cheeses. Just sitting there with this rather content smile on his face, and all rosy-cheeked and eyes closed.
Is there anybody under the table?
No.
No.
You dog.
Where's my wolf?
Whoa!
You know.
That went.
Ow.
That went above and beyond.
Ow.
Okay.
Okay. Brian, you are outside.
It just filled me in because I'm off the team apparently.
Yeah, got it. I'm trying.
You're cut.
I printed out the wrong one.
It's all good.
You weren't here the previous week. You were making your way. You made your way from the river. It's late morning at this point. You're making your way to where?
So I'm gonna head back into the city.
Okay.
Gonna use, as you know, I was doing a little hunting. We talked about that.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna have a kind of like a hooded kind of overcoat made up that I kind of made up for myself to kind of help cover myself up. And I'm gonna kind of try to take have a bunch of pelts and stuff like that. So I almost want to look like a trapper or just somebody who's coming into town, like a merchant, just kind of coming into town, just with
Okay.
these things to kind of help
Not look like you.
not look like me so
Okay.
much. And I'm gonna head to the cathedral.
Okay. It's fairly quiet. The streets are not empty, but people seem to be heading in a direction to head to the market squares, to the respective areas where tents and stalls are set up. And you manage to make your way through quickly back into the city portion. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. You continue through Sagut, the buildings part. Ahead you see the low, large, round arena that you had seen before with wings extending from it. It's very quiet at this time of day. Continuing around the arena and past it, probably more like this from your perspective, off to the left-hand side. The streets narrow. Eventually they open again onto a plaza. On one side, in sharp contrast to the whitewashed buildings, the Cathedral of Gray Stone that has seen better days looms. The wooden doors that, as previously described, that once had intricate carvings have been defaced in the relatively recent past. And you're there. You're at the cathedral.
Okay. Warren's gonna walk up to the doors and just kind of push them open. Right. Enter inside. Are they open? Are they like
They do
previously?
open.
And then gonna kind of wander around into the garden area that was in there. Gonna head around outside and see if don't remember his name now. It's been a while. The
Jose Mahal?
is that who? No, the priest that was in the.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Jose
Jose.
Mahal.
So I'm gonna look for Jose.
The place seems very, very quiet. The garden is accessible.
Mhm.
You see just beyond the garden is well maintained. It doesn't look as though it's at its prime, but it's well maintained. Just past the garden, there's a series of entranceways into a covered veranda. Or
Yeah, and that's where we spotted him last time. That's where he was.
And you see that there are doors off of that veranda, and they're all closed, and there are doors off to the right-hand side that are also all closed, that lead into the cathedral temple proper.
Okay. And I don't see Jose in the.
No, you don't see him yet.
So I'll head into the temple, and around to the door that leads into the temple portion.
Okay, you go around to the door that leads into the temple. You haven't seen anybody yet. It's very quiet. You hear the sounds of birds chirping. Everything's fairly peaceful. And you go to the door. You try the door. The door is locked. And you recall from the last time that you were here that he had unlocked the door for you.
Right. Into the temple itself.
Yes, while he was there, because he said he kept it.
Right. Okay. I guess I'm gonna go into the garden area there, and I'm just gonna kind of make myself somewhat comfortable,
Okay.
and just I'm gonna try to wait. And He
Okay.
was expecting us, from what I know. He was expecting us,
Mhm.
so I'm going to wait for him.
Okay. A little bit of time passes, not much. Moments later, while you're sitting in the garden area, it's very peaceful. A little bit of time passes. A youth briskly comes running into the temple. She runs up to you and says, are you here to see Kose Mahal?
I am.
He's running a little bit late. I'm Nech Masasi. Kose told me to ask you to wait. He apologized.
I can wait.
You shouldn't be too long. I don't know what he's dealing with. Do you need access to anything?
No.
Oh, very well.
Is it like does she look like a street girl? Or she look?
No, she looks like an acolyte of some sort.
Okay.
Like she's I guess you would consider it a deacon in modern sense.
Okay.
Somebody in training, if you will.
Okay. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay, I can wait.
And she says, very well. And she seems to go off into one of the side rooms. If you need access to anything, I'll be here. A little while goes past. Let's jump back to the rest of the party.
Before.
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing I want to ask. Can you open to the temple?
Oh, yes, of course I can. And she goes over and she pulls out from a satchel a large set of keys. She fumbles with it. She's clearly, you get the sense that she doesn't normally take care of this. And she opens it. She says, please.
Tell Cozy you can find me in here.
I will let, I will be waiting here as well. Cozy just wanted you to not think he was not showing up.
I'll wait here.
Very well.
And I'll go in, and I guess is there seating in there? Was it open?
Yeah, I mean, there's some
pews
benches,
or something, or
but
benches?
Not really pews per se, more
Okay.
like benches.
Okay.
And but throughout the entire cathedral, it was very clearly a Christian cathedral at one time, but now it looks like it's become niches to all different faiths spread throughout it. You'll see if you walk around, if you were to walk around, you would see things that are clearly different. Some that you may recognize, some that you may not recognize.
I'm gonna find a space in the middle, put down one of my hides, and just wait.
Okay. Sorry, you're waiting. Back with the party. Mattias, Kip, Boulder, Jumnus. What are you guys doing?
Does anyone else think that today is just a wonderful day to be alive?
I think Kip is the only one there that would even hear that.
Yeah, true. And I'm just gonna run along the table, grab the cheese right out of his hand, take a bite, and be like, "Yep," and throw it down, and then run off.
Okay, so you guys busy yourself
Have fun!
So my perception has been opened by the Reiki. Staring at Celine, is there anything weird about her?
weird.
Like, can I, I don't know.
Weird in like what kind of... Just so that I understand
Ricky's
what you're thinking of.
I have heightened sensory awareness. I don't know. I feel like the extreme wetness, the extreme moisture. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of weird. Is there anything else about her that speaks to, like, maybe she's not quite a person, maybe like a human?
Oh, I see.
Maybe she's something else.
Roll an insight.
Maybe she's part fish. Yeah, does she have gills? I have a really good...
Roll an insight check with advantage.
With advantage. Oh, man. All right.
It's that movie where they fall in love when he's.
All right, so that's a 2, but so my
With
insight
advantage.
Plus 12.
plus 15, so that's a 17.
You're really confident that she's human. Perhaps that some people just
in your sweats.
Like me. Big clamor.
There you go. Or otherwise.
My kids are at home going, yep.
Okay.
No, you're utterly convinced she looks very human. You don't think she's Anatolian, though.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of stare at her for a little bit and see what she does.
Gonna do a
First
wink
she
in there.
kind of stares back at you and thinks it's a contest.
Mm-hmm.
And then it starts getting kind of like uncomfortable. And then she starts furtively and then she tries to engage you in other activities to distract you at that point.
All right, I'm back in it. Cool.
Okay. Back with anybody else?
Yeah, I'm gonna come out of the room I'm in, and as I accidentally rip the door right off the hinges, Jonas, where are you? There's someone I think you're gonna want to meet.
Are you in the room with us now, or?
Yeah, I went back into the main room.
I'm gonna take a plate and be like, Balder, check this out, and I'm gonna throw the plate up in the air, and I'm gonna shoot it with an arrow.
Very impressive.
Roll the hit.
Roll the hit.
With advantage.
Oh, wait, didn't
You
happen
know,
yet.
you people are simply
I hope it's a
delightful.
1. You kill one of the girls.
You're
Sorry,
rough.
did I just say that out loud?
So that's 24.
Tw-
Well, yeah, 24.
Okay, you shoot and it actually hits right into the plate and splits it in two, and the two pieces go flying off on either side of the room.
Amazing! I'll just pick up a pitcher of ale and just smashes when I grab it. This keeps happening.
The pieces fall apart, and you find yourself licking your fingers to get the rest of the ale. And it's very good ale.
Then I will very delicately sip the next one.
Yep.
Taking a large mug and... Okay. And what are you guys doing? What was the conversation there?
Yeah, you just walked in there to go talk to him. Did you
What?
forget?
Well, he's not.
I'm not in that.
He's not in that
No, I
room.
thought you were going to talk
No,
to
you
Kip.
called Jonas.
Okay.
He's not in the main room.
Oh.
I'm just yelling his name.
Oh, okay. You're just yelling his
Uh,
name, and he's not
I don't
about.
know how far away I am or if I'd be able to hear it. I don't know.
You're in a room, and then there are like alcoves off to the sides of them, and then where you would just pull tents. It's not like you go down a hall or a corridor. You have a large room adorned with pillows and things you lay down on, and trays of food and tables of food and then throughout it interspaced are columns with small alcoves that have like most of them the curtains pulled back against them, just like private areas to sleep and what have you.
Okay. So I'd almost definitely hear him shouting.
You'd have to work at it to not hear it. That doesn't mean you react. It's up to you. You react. But.
Well, it doesn't matter anyway, because I had a plus 12 perceptions, or plus 15 perceptions, so I no doubt hear it.
Yes.
I'll finish up as quick as I can. I will thank Celine. Say it was great, and I'll rush out to to meet up with the rest.
She
of the
smiles somewhat weakly, as quickly as you took care of things, and then you head out.
So disappointed.
party. Yeah. Hey man, it's all about me. I'm on the Riki. That's all that matters.
Right.
Okay. So,
What? This better be good.
I think I found Oda. Except she doesn't seem to know anything about the situation with Adeltine at all. Or if she even knows who that is.
Okay, so she knows about as much as we do, I guess.
I mean, honestly, she barely even knows her name is Oda. So I'm not real sure what's going on with that, but she definitely, she's got this peculiar tattoo right on her rear end that looks a lot like the tube that Borinth has.
Oh, that'd be good to have. Okay. All right. Where is she?
She's right over here in this room right here.
Okay. I go to the room.
Okay.
And, so she's just hanging out there?
Yes.
Okay. Look at her. Observe her. With my heightened perception sense. Say hello.
She says, "Oh,
You're Oda?
your friend. Is he your friend? Your friend said that name. It sounds familiar. Yes, I think.
What do they call
Maybe.
you here?
Hey, you?
Oh.
Something, various versions of that.
Okay. And you see, you said you don't. What did you say? She doesn't remember Edelheim? Is what you told me?
Yeah.
Just now.
I brought her up. She doesn't seem to.
Okay. And you don't. You're having trouble remembering your name, the names of your compatriots.
I don't remember them. Your friend mentioned another name. It sounds familiar. Could you describe her?
Yes, and I do. I don't. Edelheim is the hood, and then
Very
she's got
shadowy.
the dark hair, and she's very secretive.
Pretty much.
And I describe her
She
much
looks
better.
a lot like a rogue.
Yeah, if you knew it.
Very typical.
I describe her as Jonas Wood, and how Brad can't remember.
That sounds really, really familiar. I can't. I wish I could tell you more. Why is it important?
We were. Edelstein is concerned for you, and we were part of the reason we're here, among things, is to deliver a message to Oda. That's why it matters. I don't know how I'd be able to tell. Like, does it seem like she's just drugged out? Or possibly like the other alternative that I'm imagining would be like a magical means of memory stoppage. I don't know if I'd be able to tell that.
Roll an insight check.
Sure, of course you can tell.
20, not natural.
You stare at her for a long moment, and you can see that her eyes are very clear, and her irises. You examine her eyes, and her irises are natural. And while she furtively glances at you, it's more out of just awkwardness of the intensity that you look at her. But you're utterly convinced there's no drugs involved. As to magic, there's a question in your mind, and that seems very logical. It sounds to yourself.
Okay. I'm gonna try a thing, man. So I'm gonna explain to her. I think someone might have messed with your memories. Can I try to help you regain them somehow?
Yes.
If you don't mind.
It's not going to hurt, is it?
No. Sure. I don't think so.
Never really done it anyway.
She rolls an inside check on you.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you're not going to remember anyway.
Yeah, right. So I'll go up and I'll hold up my holy symbol and I'll try to charge myself with divine energy and I'll say, Serenray, please help lift whatever magical ailment is afflicting this woman, and I will cast Remove Curse on her, which does this. It says, at your touch, all curses afflicting one creature. That's the best I got right now, so. I don't know if it'll work.
Okay. So you cast it. The light extends from your hands. It seems to cast a kind of a glow around her head, ever so slight. Not like a beacon, if you will, but just shimmers somewhat. And then you lift your hands away, and you feel a certain energy almost flow from your hands into her head, if you will. And I can remember being from. Do you know where London is?
I'd imagine I would. Yeah. Yes. Sure.
Yes. That, for some reason, that comes back to me.
Okay.
And those names, they sound more familiar, but still somewhat distant.
Okay.
I wish I could tell you more. I mean, but that helps.
Okay. I think this answers the question. Someone has tampered with your mind somehow. Not to scare you, but my magic might not be quite powerful enough to fully remove whatever has been done.
So we take her with us, and we find someone who can help her.
Perhaps Koze might be able to assist us if he's powerful enough to cure eyeballs. He should be able to maybe help with that as well.
Okay, it's a start.
I don't know. Maybe. Well, we don't even have the tube, do we? Because Bornth has that. I'm gonna say maybe we show her that, see if that triggers anything. But
And we could always bring that up later, or hopefully fix her memory a little bit.
yeah.
But if you want to convince her to come with us, I'm gonna go check on Kip. Make
Sure.
sure he didn't shoot himself in the foot.
Sure.
I don't know what's going on with him
Loud
out.
crashing in the background.
I don't know what's going on with him out there. But
Yeah. Okay, so, like I said, Oda, I don't know if this place is, somebody's messing with your brain, it seems. I don't know if this place is possibly the safest. I don't know what your position is, but we have something to deliver to you that's not here, and we may know somebody who can help you regain your memories. Maybe help you return home to London, if that's something that would appease you.
This is the first I've heard these names. I think in a long time, I sense. I had no loss of anything, but I'm intrigued. Does that make sense? It's like there was nothing, but not as if nothing, not as if something was missed, but as if there was just nothing. And you, by all means, if you can, if this is intriguing. You're not appeasing me. It's at all.
I know how you feel to suddenly lose, or to have a large chunk of your life seem to be missing, and then slowly but surely remember bits and pieces. Perhaps, as I said, we can help you get that back. And I know it's a lot to take in right now, but if you come with us, perhaps we can find some answers.
I don't know if that's up to me to go with you or not.
Oh, you're because you're
Well, I kind of live here.
That is true. Well, I don't actually know if you'd have to leave for Cozy. I'm just like looking around the room, the empty room, because I guess you left. Well, you live here. We may be able to bring help to you, if that's possible.
I'm not saying I wouldn't want to leave. I just don't know if I can.
Well, who is in charge of you?
Just look funny. Just the way he asked the question was hysterical. Sorry.
I mean, there's multiple people that we take direction from.
Okay. Is Cozy one of them? Cozy Mahal? Or and the woman that
Don't
what's the name of the
recognize
woman?
that name.
What's her name? Oh, Mahul Hatim? Is that? No. Okay.
Definitely not. I've heard that name. I know who she is. No.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what we can do. But the fact that you were here, and that we know that you're here, that's important. That's a big deal.
Thank you. Is there anything I can do for you?
I think I'm good. Sum it up real quick. Yeah.
Okay. Back with Borinth. So you're there, and after a little while, you wait. It takes about an hour. You're waiting. You get a lay of the land. If you just sit and watch, you can still see several, for want of a better word, clerics seem to come in and go to different areas, and they really seem to do their own thing, and then they leave. They don't even seem to take note of you. But sometimes there might be a couple in there, but they come in and then they seem to depart. Technology, that's great. There you go. Great, I love it when technology works. Cozy comes in with a rush. He says, I apologize, I've been late. There's been a terrible incident in the city. I have a meeting to go to very soon. I've been from meeting to meeting to meeting. I apologize for my lateness. You had a friend here. He's with you last time. He's not here today.
He's not. You're a holy man.
Well, I think of myself as that, yes.
Does this room speak to you?
Does this room? That's a very interesting question. I think it speaks to many. There are means by which elements speak to me, but I think that many find solace in building something in this life and paying homage in some way, shape, or form to their respective deities in some some defined manner. Not all, but some do. And this provides them a place to do that where they're comfortable, where it has, if even for a short period of time, a sense of permanence.
But do you hear the voice of your God? I see many come in here and they speak to no one. I don't hear anything. No one speaks to me in here.
Does that bother you?
Just don't. I don't understand it. See, many, they speak to their gods. They speak to themselves. And this room seems like a place that should speak to anyone, or all of us, or something. I don't quite understand it.
I'm not sure if you're asking me a question or just seeking some guidance.
Perhaps both.
The room itself may not speak to you, but if you had some established relationship, like some of these clerics here, some of these acolytes, if you had some established relationship, it fulfills them in some way or helps facilitate that communication. It doesn't always. It's not all transactional.
Does it choose you?
Does your God choose you? Or does what choose you?
Whoever you choose to speak to, whoever answers you.
It is different for everyone. You sound like you're longing for this.
I thought I had something. I thought I had some sense of knowledge how all of this works, and the more that I see, it seems the more alone that I am in this world in that sense. It just seems as though others have something that I do not have. My ancestors haven't answered me for as long as I can remember.
Have not answered you. What
Do not answer me. Well, we would act and the world would provide. We would put effort in and the earth would give back. But it's quiet. It's very quiet.
Many of the old gods have lost many of their followers. It doesn't mean that your deity, if you're worshipping one, is not there just because they don't respond to you. It is, who do you worship? If you do.
There is no who. There is no who.
What?
There is my family. There's the earth. There's my ancestors. And it's quiet, and I can't tell if it's because it's in pain, or if it's gone, or it's been taken away, or it's from not doing my part. Just can't tell. It's quiet. Very quiet.
Sometimes the old gods, not to be insulting with this term, but the pagan gods speak in different ways. And sometimes their message is cryptic. Sometimes they come in different forms, and not always in the form that you expect. And you have to be open to that possibility that it may not be what you think it is. And the god sometimes sends you a message. How do you reach out to these gods? Or these, the earth, the rain, the wind, the sky?
Try to make sure that I'm part of it. I've never had to reach out. I would put back. I would give thanks. There's very little to give thanks for these days.
It is a very harsh world. There is no argument there. Much has changed here in Sagut.
There's so many people here. It must get lost. I could see how the whole greater picture of it all would get lost. So, I know you're in a rush. You have places to be, but I'm hoping that you can still help me.
Yes, by all means, I will help you. You seem torn as well inside. You're with the others that go by when we met.
I was. I have no idea where they are now. So I couldn't say. I've lost so many along the way that who knows? Who knows now?
Well, I don't know where your friend is. Or I don't know if he's your friend, but the individual who was also seeking aid. I don't know where he is. But your compatriots are your other associates are at the palace. They're in, I would say, fairly good hands, so to speak. If you'll excuse my flippancy there.
Right. I don't believe I'd be very welcome there.
That is up to you. They're your associates.
Well, if we can see what you can do for me. It's about healing my eye here.
I promised you that I would, and I will.
Very good.
Follow me. He brings you over to a bench. Just lay down on the bench, or at least put your head down flat.
Is this magic? Is this the work of your god? What is going to happen?
God speaks to me, and he gives me, not in the way that you speak to me, but his energy flows through me, and it allows me to use certain abilities when I can to do things.
Well, you've been good to me here, and honest with me. I'll trust you. I'll trust your word. And I'll lay down.
He senses your caution, and he puts his hands out, almost as if to say to you, I hold no ill weapon against you, just to ease in an effort to ease your discomfort, if you will, with this potential situation. He says, close your eyes, please. Release the eye that is damaged. You will feel the warmth of my palm, and then some other warmth, and perhaps some energy flowing through you. It will not hurt you. Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay. He goes ahead and he lays his hand upon your eye. He seems to mumble something relatively indecipherable to you. It continues on for a few moments. And you feel the warmth seem to go from his palm through your head. There's a light, but there's no physical light to it. It's almost as if behind your closed eye things illuminate slightly, and things become clearer and then clearer. And even with your closed eye, you can see the blood vessels of your eyelid very, very clearly and very, very sharp. And he lifts back his hand, and you can feel it pull away, and you sense just that sense, almost as if somebody was staring at the back of your neck that he has pulled away slightly. Vorant, open your eye.
I do.
And you see
Your God speaks to you.
your scar itself will take longer to heal if you want it to, but there are things that I can do for that may take a little bit longer.
That's fine. We'll leave it as a reminder. I can see now how your God speaks to you.
I have no jealousy for what I do, if that's what it is.
No. No. I have no need for jealousy.
Very well.
It plays no role.
But you have a sense of longing that's very discernible.
Don't know if it's longing or purpose.
Very well.
But it is
Seems
something.
Somewhat similar.
It is something. You direct me to my friends.
Yes. I am going that way, and when I get to the palace, if you wish to accompany me, you may
I will.
do so. And then, once we're inside, I'll guide you to them. You'll be able to enter with me. But then I have some other things that I have to attend to.
Very good.
Very well.
Warren's gonna cover up with put his kind of hood over that he had, a coat that he had. Yeah, that's so true. And grab his belongings, and he's still covered in ash. And just remember, he hasn't washed up at all. He's so.
Genk comes running up. Is there anything else, Kose? If you could watch the temple for a while, I'm not going to be able to come back today. She says, very well. And he says, follow me. And I'll take you to the palace. Do you depart?
Yeah, on the way out, I want to kind of stop, and turn around, and take a look. Just try to remember, and see if I see it differently than I did before. Literally, no, but not just literally.
I
But
understood what you meant.
yeah.
Full of puns.
There's iron in it.
Oh, there's a wall there.
Never saw this side of the temple before.
Roll, so it would be wisdom, insight's wisdom, yes.
Insight is the wisdom.
Roll insight. With advantage.
Ooh, natural 20.
We did
It's a
it.
20. Well, yeah, natural 20 plus 2.
Finally.
First
Mark
roll.
that down.
What did you
First
hit?
roll, critical
Natural
fail.
20.
Oh, nice. There you go.
What did I miss?
I said, well, can we just have a round of applause for finishing our first quest?
Yeah. Yes.
Fix the eyeball.
Finally.
Oh!
Well, no.
Oh, we still got Shalom.
We still have Shalom's eye.
Oh, poor Shalom.
That happened. Leave him here
Shalom,
at the
are you
temple.
here? Are you watching?
He needs one more day to heal it.
Yeah, leave him at the temple. He needs more time.
Yes.
This was a little more complicated.
I don't know where he is, actually. So anyway,
He's sleeping it off.
it does seem slightly different in a very odd way to you. That things seem slightly more intense. And then you recall the previous evening and you have a sense, something washes over you. Like, almost like an epiphany, but not quite that intense.
Okay.
Where you go? Maybe something was reaching out to me. And you're not upset about anything, but you're like, maybe I wasn't, I'm not sure this is the right word, but receptive?
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, but that occurs to you and you're like,
Maybe the world is not always out to get me.
who are you saying this to?
I'm just kind of
You're
saying it
yourself?
out loud to myself, like out loud though. Like just looking at the room and saying maybe the world is not always out to get me, out to do me harm. and then I'll walk out.
As you do with that statement, you feel slightly more confident that maybe that was the case.
Good.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Fast forward back to the group. What are you guys doing? In anything happen in the in there while you were there? Maybe nothing.
I go out to find Kip. Hey Kip, where's Marius at?
I think he's under all that food.
I'm still here.
Oh, hey.
Isn't this wonderful?
There you guys are. Pull yourselves together. Come with me. We gotta speak
You
to
know,
Jumnus.
this strange prickly fruit is delicious, actually. I don't know where it's from, but it's just delightful.
Alright, come on. Come with me.
What? Why? What's going on?
We have someone important. We gotta speak to Jumnus.
I'm gonna like follow you, leg style.
Oh, all right. I'll come along. Just wait a moment. It's such a lovely day.
Sure is, Marius. Sure is. And we'll go back to where you were at.
Probably like just walking out, like as you guys show up. Just
Did she agree to come with us?
the problem with that is she kind of belongs to the temple, to the palace.
That's not a problem. Everybody's got a price.
So, all right, well,
Who do I gotta speak to?
I have 2 gold.
See, he knows.
okay, that's a start. We're getting somewhere. Okay, I don't know who we talked to. We're speaking to Koze or the.
You did mention that you believe it was done to her through magic.
Yes, I did mention that as well.
Who would be powerful enough, or how powerful would you need to be to do that?
To do that to someone?
Yes. Is it someone possibly dangerous? Is it not really that big of a deal?
Well,
Could you do that?
I don't think so. Well, considering this, I was not able to dispel it, so the magic is higher than what I can do. I can do some pretty,
Okay.
Serenray has given me great gifts.
So dangerous.
So very powerful, What would be the word?
What is the likelihood that Koze is responsible for this? He did bring us here.
That is true. Just, Koze, didn't we asked Koze about Oda? And Koze let us right here anyway.
True.
Why would Koze have done that?
Are these all innuendos, or are we talking about something specific? Because we have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, right. Okay.
So, Marius, Kip, this is Oda.
Hello.
Oh!
Open up the
pleasure
curtain
to
to
meet
show
you.
Oda.
Oh,
She says,
this is
she says,
exciting.
"Hello,
Finally, we're making some progress on something. Isn't that far from us?
What
Do you think we can finish 2 quests in one night?
No.
Can we go for it? Can we go for it?
Oh, we're gonna try. We're gonna try.
I grab her and I run out of the room.
I'm so excited now.
We just accelerate
Fingers
everything.
crossed. Knock on wood.
I pick her up and run.
We'll see. What did Marius just say?
That we're making some progress.
Yes.
Making some progress.
Oda. Friends. Oda.
Is she the one that we needed for the cipher?
Yes.
Didn't we think she was in the prison?
Eli said that he's having trouble hearing you.
She's not in the
But I
prison.
think it's because her voice was low.
None of us could really remember.
It's okay. I'm just letting you know
because
because I'm on chat. So, and we have a
Thank you.
we
No,
have
thank you.
So now we need
I was
Born.
right.
shift my 5 is on
cipher.
chat with
We need the cipher, not Born.
Well, Borinth is good.
Born is part of the package.
Borinth is
Got it.
great.
Okay.
We like Borinth. He's good.
So should we send somebody to go get Born?
Yes.
Or are we trying Are we just trying to bring her to Borinth, or just bring Borinth here?
Well, I don't think she can leave.
Okay, so we should just go get Borinth.
Yes. Yeah, so we should go get Borinth. We told...
Should we send the new guy, who's not really here?
We told... Yesterday we told...
It's convenient.
I have a
I've never met him.
suspicion
He wouldn't
Borinth
leave.
will come to us. We should
Sure,
just
good
wait.
point. Fair point. Metagame.
all right. No, we told Simonita and Umbrio that
they're jumping around the houses.
Yeah, we told them where to find Borinth, and that we told them.
We told them to go to the temple after they bounced around the houses for a little bit.
Yeah.
If we didn't return by a certain time.
So yeah, but they know that we're here, so they'll meet up with Borinth, and Borinth will know that we're here.
That's assuming Borinth stays put.
Yeah, well, yeah. Either way, tomorrow morning, I can send a message.
Okay.
Which I was going to do to Simonita anyway.
Can you send your Raven?
We can do the Raven too. That's also cool.
I don't know where he is.
Sorry.
Oh,
I'll squander your idea.
No, I don't know where he is. How would I send?
We knew that he was going to be at the temple,
Have I
right?
been
Or
there?
Yeah, we went there.
Oh, it's that temple.
Yeah.
We had told him that we were.
Then
gonna
that
meet
would
him at
follow.
the
That would
temple.
follow under the rules. But I got to figure out who I need to talk to about Oda's release.
All right, because you're rich.
Yes. So, well,
Is there anyone around that looks like they'd be important to talk to, or are they all just party goers?
Cozy would at least know. I mean, right?
In your room, where the large area where you are, it looks like mostly company to attend to you.
Yeah. So
Okay.
just
So
before
I don't
we
feel
leave,
like
though,
someone would stop
We do
me
have
if I
more
just-
of this drink.
Had her come with us.
We have it, not.
No, I mean,
The
you
new
know
guy?
that you wove your way
doesn't
back
Matt
to
bother
this
him?
location.
Well, let's just be clear who has the drink.
Mattias? Mattias has the bottle?
You have the
You have the
bottle.
bottle,
Marius
Ricky?
has the whole bottle.
Okay.
Well, you have one
The
bottle.
bottle of what?
Riki.
You have
The bottle of Riki?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I have that.
Okay.
Alright,
Just wanted
don't
to make
drink
sure.
it.
Yeah.
You have
Had enough.
two bottles.
Two bottles.
You have one stoppered bottle that has not been opened, and then there was another bottle that he handed you on a tray.
Yeah.
And my understanding was that Reza said he grabbed it.
That's what I thought.
Oh,
So we want to make sure.
And I took
So-
some from it.
I can't remember.
Sorry.
And I took some from it.
I thought it was just sitting on the
Yes,
table.
maybe.
is
I
what
don't know.
I have a
But
flask.
so that one's
I don't know.
partially full,
Yeah, so
and then you
we-
have one
we wanna
that's
get that to
completely
go.
full. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Did Reza walk away with it, or I thought he just left it? I thought it was
I
kind
mean,
of out
he's
and
just
about.
yeah,
like
you
one
made
of
a
the-
note of it.
He's
You
one
made a
of
note
the
of it.
alcoves. I think he's passed out.
I think you made a note of it in the Discord that I have a flask of it from the open bottle because I use my
Yes,
alchemist kit
that
to like
makes sense. Yes.
take some.
Can we take more of that to go before we
I
leave?
think we got enough.
The bottle he gave you the bottle.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we have.
They're
enough.
very ornate silver.
We know where to get
flagon
more if we
type
want to.
bottles.
All right. Well, here's the thing. If we want to secure Oda's release, I know one person that could definitely do it.
Who's that?
The Bay. And we got to talk to the Bay. The Bay's the guy.
Okay.
He's the head honcho. So we talk to him. Maybe we get Oda. Maybe we help him with his bug problem.
We also wanted. Did we want to talk to them about the prison? Was there somebody here we wanted to talk to about the prison? Find out what was going on down there. Did we want to do that?
To the Bay.
Okay.
That is a good question.
I thought we were going to ask the Bay about everything.
Okay.
thought he
I
was
didn't know
gonna
that that's
do-
who it was. That
So we have Oda. We got to talk to the Bay anyway for the Ottomans, or they're not the Ottomans, the Hungarians, and I think we could bang out all three as soon as we talk to the Bay.
Let's do it.
Lay it all on them.
Let's do it.
You know, we can do cool things. We have something to offer. We help him with his problem with the bugs.
Yeah.
You know, give and take. Kind of deal.
Well, who's here to stop me from just taking her with us now?
Let's play diplomatic.
I mean,
let's be diplomatic. I think they were hospitable to us,
We've
and
already-
we have.
We're not
I mean, last night was a little
She's
rough for us,
person.
right?
We're not stealing their
We've-
furniture.
And we also we should probably explain what happened last
Yeah,
night.
let's
as
clear our
well.
names because
That's-
last night was rough.
So, let's not anger them anymore.
Well, she didn't sound like she wants to stay here much
Well,
longer.
Yeah. I think you sparked curiosity.
We don't even really know what her backstory is. I mean, she could be a princess for all we know. We don't know that. All right, let's do it.
So-
Let's go get this big guy.
Yeah.
Back to
So we just gotta leave at this point.
Borinth. So you're walking. Are you going with Kosei? Kosei is briskly walking through the city. The streets widen away from the temple, and then they start to narrow. And he's just making small talk with you for a moment. And up ahead, you see the house that you very distinctly remember that you had once passed once before on your way to the temple.
Right.
And he's just kind of looking down at the street, talking, and he says to you, "So, what did you do?" He's just making small talk. "What did you do to put yourself in good graces with Oron Gazi?"
Oron Gazi was the one that we
He
fought
was
the war for.
Which
one was
he? Was the he's the second son. Well, Mattias, who is Oron Gazi.
Oron Gazi is, I believe, one of the potential heirs to the realm of the Turks in Anatolia, ruled by Osman Gazi, which currently threatens the empire of the Greeks in Constantinople.
Okay, so you
I
heard that
think.
voice from above.
Narrator.
Narrator. Thank you, narrator. So you remember that it was at the city of Prusa, or
Right.
Bursa,
Yeah.
depending on who you spoke to, that he was sieging the city, and he wanted you to help capture the Monacos Tower.
Right.
Indirectly, you did.
Right.
Wasn't really quite what you had intended,
Yeah.
but it still kind of played out that way.
Yeah.
He was the guy in charge of all the forces there.
Right. We did him a favor, and in return, he did a favor for us.
Well, he's a very powerful man. Please, here is the palace. And there before you, you see the grand palace. It's whitewashed with minaret towers, red high contrast trees, and striking difference to the white background. You cross over a small bridge. There are several guards. They seemed very relaxed as you were approaching from a distance, and they come to a not stiff changing of the guards' attention, but they come to a slightly more presentable position as Kosei enters.
I'm going to say to Kosei,
Yes.
I'm going to kind of say it in a quiet voice so in case anybody else is close by. I'm just here to meet up with my friends.
Oh, I understand. That's fine. I will. Your business is none of mine.
Okay.
Is there something else you want? Or...
No.
And please. You wind through, and you go through several very, very ornate rooms initially, and then you go through several corridors. It's not a maze per se, but there's a series of rooms that you seem to pass that seems to get even more ornate the deeper into the palace you go. The rooms become larger and larger. And then he takes you to what looks like almost, it's not an outdoor courtyard, but it's almost like an outdoor courtyard with some type of glass type roof over it, clearly poured glass roof over it. And there off to one side is a large alcoved room. No door per se, just wide open. And you can see inside this huge palatial room with pillows all over the floor, intricate carving in the marble of columns with filigree all the way around, some gold inlaid, massive tables with food and drink upon it, and there you see some of your cohorts.
Do they see me yet?
I don't think so. He says, I think your friend or associates, I apologize, are here.
Koze, I thank you.
Very welcome.
And if we can keep our conversation between the two of us.
It's completely confidential.
Good.
Your friends know I would be back tomorrow morning. I should be back, barring some dealing with some things going on that happened in the city. Once I've participated in those meetings, then I will be back tomorrow. But you are, of course, free to go if you wish.
Okay. Very good.
Very well. Walakum salam. And then he departs you.
Okay. I'm curious if they see me or not yet.
Are you trying to remain invisible or anything like that?
Yeah, I want to be stealthy as I can. I'm going to
Okay,
approach
roll a
them.
stealth check. I mean, they're not anticipating you, so give you advantage.
We're in a team huddle anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was counting on. So stealth. Oh, jeez. 12. That's 13.
13. Okay, roll an insight check.
Insight or perception?
Whichever one's better for you.
Oh, they're the same for me. I'm just wondering.
5. I see nothing.
4.
I'm coming back to him.
23.
Okay, 23.
He's facing.
So you see out of the corner of your eye, there's like a shape that
24.
seems out of place here with everybody else you've
like
seen.
ash.
With the out of place with the white pantaloons and the red jerkins and
Okay.
gold trim.
If I notice him seeing me, I just want to go like this to him.
Oh, I'm totally gonna get pantsed.
My finger right up to his mouth.
Totally Indian pants.
No, I'm gonna get pantsed.
All right.
Just the kilt.
I'll play along, and I'll keep as if everything's normal as we talk.
I'm going to walk up behind Balder. I'm going to take my hammer. I'm going to take a big swing around, and I'm going to stop, like, right before his head, like right in there.
From behind me?
Yeah, I'm going to kind of come up, like, kind of behind you and just be like I guess, like right around the
Oh, I
side
got
so
you.
that you can
I got
see
you.
it coming around, like, right in front of you. And it's going to stop right
roll
in
a
front
stealth check. And roll perception or insight.
Not great.
5.
Natural 20.
You
Grab a
sense
hammer and break it.
something, just like the hairs on the back of your neck.
I just pull my hammer out of thin air
Kind of bristle.
and just smash into the object coming at me.
Oh! Ow! Ow!
The combination
Strength
of
versus strength, then?
It was Spider-Man and
Strength
Thor
versus strength?
combined.
That would probably be a roll to hit if I had to guess.
Yeah, roll the head. Sure.
Well, if I perceive.
Who, him or me?
What are you rolling to hit
Oh.
at? Or you turn.
I just
you're-
perceived
you're
something
trying
coming
to
at
not
me.
hit
You're
him.
just
Well, he
turning
made me roll
and-
So I pulled my
Snot.
hammer out and
But he had a
Oh, you
natural
didn't even
20%.
defend. You just kind of like
I just
Yeah, for
defended
stealth.
myself.
You just
Yeah.
swung
So he
backwards with
knows
it.
Like as a
you're coming.
block kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So then
With the
he
hammer.
was just
Okay, it's
oh.
kind of like an.
I'm not attacking
It's
it.
kind of
Oh,
like.
okay.
But you haven't turned to see it, correct?
No, I just felt it.
Okay, so it's
and put
like
my guard up.
striking at an invisible object. Did
Kinda,
you buy that?
Yeah.
Okay, so just with disadvantage. Roll to hit with disadvantage.
12 plus a million. Plus 12.
Plus a million.
24.
Okay.
Wow.
His hammer swings backward, and your hammer is right there, and it starts to make contact with it, and you can feel it coming towards you. Do like a make like a dex or strength check to dodge out of the way, or to hold it up, or something.
18, 19, 20, 23.
23. You feel your hammer swing back. It seems to hit something, and it suddenly stops as you're holding your hammer up. As Borth is holding his hammer up there, and like the two of them just slam into each other and come to a stop.
I'm going to say, Very good, old friend.
I
I'm
just
gonna
turn-
put my arm out like
I
this.
just turn around. Borinth!
We do the big old like.
Oh! Everybody's here now. It's
Not
wonderful.
quite. Not quite. It's not so easy.
And that's
I'll
when I
pull my hood
notice.
back
That's when
off.
I notice his
Shalom
eye.
and Gundrick, they just don't matter.
Whatever.
We have no idea where country
Yes, it's true.
Okay.
He's in jail.
So what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna say to him, Kose, he took care of me.
Oh,
morning.
Kose.
And he fixed up my-
He's a good man.
He fixed up my eye very well.
It's amazing.
So I owe him a great debt of gratitude. So what's going on here?
A lot.
Everything is wonderful.
Is Mattias
Like-
intoxicated?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little too much.
We all had. Do you want some? Well, we gotta get you some. Where's that open bottle?
We'll fill you in, but first,
No.
Hang on.
someone get a shot glass.
No.
No way.
No.
Yes.
Just a little
Yes.
bit. We've all had it. It's really
You'll
good.
feel
You're gonna like this one.
amazing.
No.
No.
Yes.
All right. Yes.
What's going on here? How long have you been here?
Half a day.
A couple hours. Yeah. A little bit.
Doing what?
Detective work. We've
right.
been on the case, and we've done a lot. We've been very productive. Many things have happened. Trust me. So, okay. Well, let's start. We'll skip all the boring stuff, and we'll get to the good stuff.
Yes. Yes. The good stuff.
Yeah.
Are you all intoxicated?
No. Maybe. Yes.
Define intoxicate. I've
But here's the
only
thing.
had one.
It doesn't make you like it opens your mind.
So can I try to sense anything strange about the situation? Like, are they here almost against their will without realizing it?
I'll roll an insight check with advantage. Or perception, whichever's better.
Yeah, both of them suck. Wait, oh, that's good. Insight?
Either one.
17, 18, that's a 19.
Alright. Having made your way through the entranceway, through the corridors, while you saw guards around, many of them, not all, you suspect are more like show, and nobody seemed to be stopping people from moving around. So the sense in your mind is that if something's holding them here, it's not physical.
Right.
But you're pretty sure that nothing is. But if it is, it's not. There's no barrier holding.
Okay.
They're not prisoners per se.
Okay.
So, quick recap. We found your girlfriend's friend, Oda.
You found Oda.
Yes.
I'm going from like alcove to alcove until I find the open bottle of Riki on Rez's body. And
Where
I'm
is
gonna
she?
Grab it.
She's next to us, right?
here.
Yeah, she's right here.
She's
Oda?
Yeah.
she was with us.
This is Borinth.
Hi, Warren.
Golden Monkey Teas.
Yeah, Golden Monkey Tees at
Look at this.
goldenmonkey.threadless.com. Brian is wearing one.
It gives you traps. Look. See? It gives you traps.
Yeah.
He definitely doesn't have those normally.
And-
It's just
Ladies believe
see
that
this guy without the
traps
shirt. He's
are the
nothing.
new apps.
yeah.
No muscle.
Yeah?
So you get one of these, right?
Yeah.
You buy one of these,
Yeah.
and therefore the ladies will dig you.
Yeah. That's
For it.
it works. That's worked
Look
for me.
Look at Mark. He's like, I'm not really intoxicated, Brian.
It didn't give me traps.
I have one of those shirts.
You're not wearing it. Look, Brad's got him. Look,
I already
look,
have
he's got
one.
him. See?
I
Because he's wearing a golden monkey
only
tee.
because I'm wearing the shirt.
Exactly. Look.
I don't need this shirt.
No, that's nothing. That's nothing. That could be.
Imagine if you had one of these
Oh
on.
man, you'd have
Look like you have
maybe
no
way
neck.
better.
Sorry, we were just vamping.
Nah,
for a
it's
little
all
while.
cool. It's all good.
Yeah.
All right, so Oda. Oda. I got confused between my Odas.
My Oda.
And you are.
I have something for you. And I'm gonna reach into my bag,
Oh, she's like, oh.
and I'm gonna say, "This is from Adeltine." And I have the thing, the scroll, the tube, the bone tube thing.
Weren't not too much too fast. She doesn't seem to remember much.
Yeah, there's
There was an issue we didn't mention yet.
something going on with her mind. Magic.
Do you think this was easy?
Yeah. So this is Oda. She's got.
Could this magic
Actually,
be the same magic that is making all of you act weird?
No, it's definitely different.
This isn't magic. It's just drinks.
Mattias is smiling. I've never seen that
That is
happen
super
before.
weird. You are right.
And then I'll just say, it does incredible things, and I'll just pick the entire table up with one hand.
I think we need to leave here.
No.
We'll leave soon enough,
I
but-
have a job. And by extension, you all have a job, and I am here to get that job done because I want to do something and not have that something involve killing peasants. Like, oh God, what's wrong with me?
Look at that. You're
gonna take
you're giving Mattias a bad trip. What are you doing?
I'm gonna open up the tube thing and take out the whatever it was called, the thingy. The thingy. What he said, and I'm gonna show it to Oda. I'm gonna say, Oda, do you know what this is? I'll hand it to her. I'll put it in her hands.
It looks very familiar. I've seen this.
Can you remember how to open that? You try.
She starts turning the dials. Can you give me some time with it? Do you need it back now?
Well, I'd kind of like to see if you can open it.
We should hold on to it for now.
Well, while she's here, while we're all here, just let her mess around with it.
Yeah,
Why
she
not?
can't force it though. Like she
Alright.
can't break it.
Yeah, don't break it.
If she tries to force it open, it'll.
I have a feeling
ruin
that
the contents.
having it in her hands is going to
Well,
help
it'll
her.
help. Yeah,
Yes,
it'll
no doubt.
come
She
back.
just needs to know, like,
If
she
you
can't break it.
all right, so I think
Oda,
you got to
work
put
on
in
that.
a code, like a word or something. But if you put in the wrong one, I think the inside will be destroyed by a poison, like acid. You thought?
The inside of it?
Yeah, because you can hear it
Yeah,
sloshing
it's
around.
usually like something. It's something that will destroy the contents of the paper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like an acid, and we can hear it.
Yeah.
We heard it sloshing.
Yeah.
So we know there's.
This is like a vial, a glass vial
Yeah, yeah,
inside
yeah.
that'll crack.
Yes. There's
So-
something inside.
Usually, I
Just
guess.
to be careful, and just know that.
Who is Edeltine?
She's your sister.
My sister.
What happened to her?
Oh, there's something clouding her mind.
So fix it.
I tried, and I got a little progress, but it's very powerful magic. So we need
As far as we got.
even more powerful magic than mine.
And this is why we're here.
We
to
were
solve
thinking
problems.
the same guy that fixed your eye. We were thinking might be able to help us with this.
He's gone.
Ooh, I like that
He has
idea.
business in the city. He said he won't be back till tomorrow.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
And there is also the dilemma that he may be the one who did this. We're still not so sure on that.
I don't think that.
I don't think he did.
I don't think that he would do that.
Okay.
But that's a legitimate concern, I guess.
But you make a good point about he brought us here knowing we were looking for her.
Yeah, we've been
So-
asking everybody.
Could this place be preventing you from being able to help her? Or the state that you all seem to be in right now? Could that be preventing you from helping her?
If anything, I'm better.
Yes,
Now.
I agree, and I think we need to talk to your guy.
The guy?
The guy that you said that we needed to talk to. No, that's your god. Your guy.
Your bae?
Your bae.
Oh, my
Before
no,
anyone
that's
else?
his bae. Oh, no, that's
That's exactly what I think of when I hear
that's
bae.
everyone's
I don't know.
That's every well, it's
I'm like, who's this bae?
It's not my
It's
bae,
what?
but- The bae is the one we're here to talk to. He's the ruler, the emperor dude.
Okay. It doesn't look like you're talking to him here.
No, we were going to, and then you shut up and
What?
stopped.
No. The reason we're here, in this room in particular, as opposed to in the room that has the bae in it, is because the bae is kind of busy ruling over the palace or the country or whatever. So, Koze and the bae's wife / secretary advisor lady, what? Something like that. She is arranging the meeting, and it's bureaucrats and the red tape and everything. It takes a long time. So we're here, relaxing,
Oh, we're waiting for that.
Waiting
Right. That's
till
why we're-
tomorrow when Koze is going to show up and bring us to the bay. And then when we get the bay, he gets to talk about the Hungarians and the Ottomans, and he gets to do his thing.
Yes, this.
That he
Serbia.
yeah.
Serbia.
So he talks about Serbia, and then we talk about the bugs. We say, hey, we heard you got bugs. We're exterminators. Let's meet in the middle. And then for reward, we say, hey, give us soda.
None of that makes any sense.
It makes perfect
How does
sense.
that make sense?
I thought it was a sound plan.
So, while we wait, sit, enjoy yourself, and while Oda fiddles your tube, have a shot.
Trying to keep a straight face so hard, I can't do it. When you say things like fiddle my tube.
I feel like we're making progress, everyone.
I think we just need to wait. We relax. We could use.
I don't get the feeling this place is very safe for us to be.
Everybody here seemed very nice.
They're keeping you intoxicated for a reason.
No one's making us drink.
No, we didn't have to.
We didn't have to.
We chose.
The whole world is not
I've
out to
o-
get you. We can
I've
just
only
sit here
had
and eat.
one.
Don't metagame. Ding, 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 ding. Caught you.
Dramatic irony.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's good. Okay. The afternoon passes. It's getting through the light, through the courtyard that's adjacent to the room that you're in. You see that the sun is going down. The sky is getting that orangish glow. More food is brought in. Fresh drink is brought in. Are you remaining here, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I guess I'm hanging out, right?
Yeah, they're all waiting, so I'll wait too.
Waiting for our meeting.
But
tomorrow.
very on, like Dorth is very on guard. Like
That
he's
would
just
be-
waiting.
No,
we
Pacing a lot.
Watches.
You know, just very
I don't see
uneasy.
why we would do that.
I don't know. Well,
We just convinced him it's safe, and now.
I don't know if we convinced them, but I don't know how convinced.
I
we
feel pretty comfortable here. I don't need to do that. Oh wait.
are. All right.
Okay. Unless you do anything, is anybody doing anything overnight? The effects slowly wear off over time. The night, the sky, not the night where night falls, if you will. You can see from the courtyard the night falling outside. Several of the guards change throughout the building. You see them walking past each other. More food is brought in. The room gets dimmer. It's not intentionally kept dark for you. and then it becomes nighttime. Do you rest?
As well.
Sure.
I'm gonna stay up a little bit
Okay.
when everybody settles down, just for a little bit.
Sure.
Maybe
I will,
what you would consider
I'll
a
bunk-
first shift.
I'll bunk with Oda again.
Okay.
You know.
She been well trained.
Has she been fiddling with this thing at all?
Yeah, she
Not
has.
that fiddle, the other fiddle.
I couldn't resist.
That was pretty good.
Yes, she has. She seemed to have come to some type of solution, and then it didn't work, but she didn't force it. And she partakes of your company, fade to black, and the rest of it. Unless you do anything else.
No, I'm gonna keep what you would consider like a first watch.
Okay.
So when everybody is passed out, I'm just gonna stay awake for an hour or 2 hours, whatever you consider a short or a first shift.
Okay.
I just want to see what's going on. Keep the senses about me.
Nothing. You hear guards moving back and forth in the hallway, but it just seems very routine, very mundane, very just busy work for them, and also making sure that nobody passes out. None of their own folks pass out.
Okay.
And it's not like they're watching you. It's just like this is like a normal routine for them. You see some cleaning people come into the room while you're there. They seem to clean up some items and remove them. Anything like unclean plates, what have you.
Okay.
The rest of you sleep.
Then I'll
for
go
the
to
night?
rest after.
Okay. You wake in the morning. The sun is up. There seems to be a fresh plate of food and drink there waiting for you. Nothing seemed to have happened overnight,
All right.
to the best of your knowledge.
I'm just kidding. Okay.
Kosei Mahal suddenly walks into the room. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you had a pleasant evening.
Ah, hello.
Hello. Did everyone's night pass all right? You're very
Oh, yeah.
sure.
Yes, this is something's
Very-
odd.
Very hospitable.
Thank you.
Why does my face hurt?
I'm sorry?
Why does my face hurt?
It's called smiling.
You were smiling a lot.
Smiling a lot.
Oh,
Kosei,
oh,
Never used those muzzles before.
oh.
The more you do it, the easier it gets. Don't worry.
there's some questions we have that maybe you can help us out with. And I'll yell over to the guys. I'll yell for Oda. Oda! Balder, bring Oda.
All right, I'll bring her over.
We don't have a lot of time, but yes, I'll try to answer your question.
Her memory seems to have been removed, damaged.
We were wondering if there's anything you could do to help.
He looks at her a long time. Does this person mean somehow special to you?
She is.
I will see what I can do. I'm sure that we have some flexibility. Is this somebody you're enamored of and desire to take with you or something like that?
Yes. I wanted to know who to speak to about purchasing her, making her my wife.
Let me see what I can find out. I think I know exactly.
What?
Cozy,
I rather like this one.
you wouldn't have had anything to do with her not being able to remember.
Roll an insight check.
I'm definitely watching that as well.
Okay, roll.
It's a 10. Not the most insightful.
That's a 20 unnatural.
Okay, so You're not sure, but you're sure he's telling the truth, but it's kind of like an awkward truth. He says, I had nothing to do with it, but I'm sure that something was probably done. But I wasn't done by myself.
Is that standard procedure for the women who come through here?
If you'll excuse me, what is your name? And she says, I'm told it's Oda. Oda, would you excuse me for a moment? And she turns and goes and backs up slightly, just out of earshot. Well, I mean, you had a pleasant evening, correct? I mean, they are here for a purpose. No, I had nothing to do with it, but have no illusion that it was done to make them more amenable, if you will.
So it is standard procedure.
Well, I don't know about standard procedures. This is not really my realm of responsibility, if you will, but I'm not ignorant of what goes on. I don't know everything that goes on in this building, but I know quite a lot that goes on. Except
we don't believe the reason to be malicious, but we would like to reverse it, which is why we ask.
I think in this case we might be able to make an exception here, given your. I mean, it's not something I can decide. You understand?
Of course.
So, but we're trying to. Mahul Hatton was trying to arrange a meeting for you with the Bay. It's not so easily done. The first son of Osman Gazi, Aladdin Bey, is going to meet with you, and he's ready to do so now. If you're amenable, he would like to speak to you before we meet with the Bey, and he handles many of the affairs for the Bey. He is the first son. He is the rightful heir to the throne.
Okay.
Very well. And perhaps this is that might be awkward. I will do some research on it and let you know. Does that seem reasonable?
Sure.
And then, very well. Do you go with him?
Yeah.
He says.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm wherever the group goes going. I'm going.
Okay. He says, please follow me. Now know that Osman and his family have risen to power relatively recently, so you cannot judge these individuals by your Western standards, if you will. Their courts may be somewhat different than yours. That seems understandable. Very well. He winds you through as you get deeper and deeper into the inner sanctum, if you will, of the palace. The rooms they went from smaller to larger, and now they seem to be getting smaller again and smaller. Not like tiny. You're not going into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, but
like
they seem to get smaller, more intimate, for want of a better word. And still, they seem to become, even as they get smaller, become more ornate. The filigree, the woodwork, all of the above become much more elaborate. You're taken into a room which appears to be a study. Intricate carved columns covered with gold leaf rise up to support a blue ceiling with twinkling stars, and they actually shine ever so slightly. Between the gold columns, paintings adorn the walls. Scenes depict battles between various Turkish forces. In the room there's about 4 individuals, and one of them is seated. We're gonna need a map here. Well, I want to put out a map.
Ooh, maps.
Ooh.
Maps!
We love maps.
Okay, so this is the room that you're entering. And you come in from over in here. Shalom is not.
Shalom is not here.
Yeah. Rez is passed out. Okay.
I don't even know he exists.
No, you don't. That's
So
right.
you better be
You
careful
never
when he
even
pops
saw
up.
him.
If he, I guess he's not. What happened with that?
Feel free to move your figures as you desire. These guys are not like pointing spears at you. I just don't have individuals without spears.
Did we
I mean, not. I don't have
take over
individuals.
with us, or did we leave it?
Oh,
I think we would have left her. I don't think we could have just taken
I
her
said,
with us.
Reza, watch Oda. And then we left.
Okay.
Okay, the man.
Too far.
I was
We've
waiting.
met this man.
I was waiting. I was
said it very
counting in my
quietly.
head.
I said it very quietly.
Thank
Ryan.
you, Eli.
Fireball right now.
Fireball.
I don't trust him. I don't know why, but I don't trust him.
He's possessed by a dream monster. We need to destroy him.
Hey, copyright.
Okay.
Oh.
One individual seated. The seated man rises. He stands up from a gold chair that is covered with bright green velvet and silver stars that also appear to be twinkling. Bowing slightly, he says, "Greetings and welcome.
Already don't like him.
I am Aladdin Bey, the son of Osman Gazi. Why are you here?"
You seem pleasant.
This is Marias all day.
Good day to you.
And good day to you.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing all of you right now.
Yeah, you're very low, Tom.
Am I very low?
I think it's just the way you're speaking. It's
Oh,
just
I'm
your
sorry.
mic's not picking it up.
He's very snarly, so.
No, I said I'm having trouble hearing all of you, like, in the last 5 minutes.
We've been pretty quiet. Us. I don't know about Tom.
I will
Tom
try.
has been
I will
talking.
try to speak up. I'm
Okay.
in my young age. I'm becoming mellower. Anyway, yes. And who are you?
I am Matthias. I'm a knight of the Kingdom of Hungary in the Carpathian Empire. I am here to, on a mission given to me from the court of King Charles Robert to request an audience with Osman Bey of the Turks regarding certain incidences in the realm of Serbia.
Everyone roll a perception check.
25.
Unnatural 20.
Ooh.
10.
Matthias?
Perception, 17.
Unnatural.
He rises from the floor. Matthias, you note as you were standing in front of him, there's a huge swath of blood on the floor next to him, as if something was done to something and then it was dragged away. He rises and he slowly floats, almost as if he's not walking on the ground, across the floor to you. I have spoken to my father. So, what is it exactly you want to know?
In my party's travels, we encountered a group of soldiers of your state present in the mountains of Serbia, specifically intending to lay siege upon Carpathian lands. Another party of them were found laying siege to a castle that owed loyalty to the Emperor of Carpathia. I've been sent to ascertain the meaning of these events and relay what I can gather back to my liege.
Yes, you are right to assume it is my father who should best answer that question. Does it matter why they were there?
To my liege it matters, and to his court it matters. And thus it matters to me.
He seems almost as though he's reluctant to let you see his father, is your sense.
My sense is to kill him where he stands, just by the way he speaks.
Mattias, perhaps he doesn't know. Perhaps he's not privileged to such information.
Perhaps.
What information? Are you speaking of me?
Information in regards to your state.
I'm very familiar with
Yeah.
He seems to sit down.
You have my attention.
Continue, Mattias.
Well, we were also, quite frankly, I don't know what else to say. We are here on the behalf of King Charles Robert at his court in Budapest, in the Empire of Carpathia, by the sovereignty of his crown, sent to investigate a matter of foreign agents on his Majesty's soil, bearing arms against his people. I have been sent here to discover why this was done. And yes, it matters to me. I apologize if I'm being disrespectful, but this is my duty and I will fulfill it.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
While he's speaking to
And you have a boatload
this guy,
of inspiration, I believe.
while he's speaking to him, I'm gonna kind of start to wander around the room a little bit, kind of better
19.
position myself.
Feel all the walls.
No,
Starting from the
no.
left.
Yeah, so like there's two guards on the opposite side. What is
Just
that?
move your feet.
Is that a? What is that over there? Is this a separate room? Oh, I thought it was a
Yes.
fire pit. I'm just gonna start to kind of walk around towards this direction, and as I walk past Balder, I'm gonna kind of make eye contact with him and kind of look at him, and then look at the two guards that are at the door. Just better trying like it's.
Seeing that, I'll move a little closer to the other two guards. Kind of put myself in a better spot.
Move your finger wherever you want.
You want me to put you there?
Yeah, just put me near him. I'll kind of just back up towards him.
I'll walk a little bit closer to Mattias. Try to possibly interject myself if need be into this conversation. Watching very diligently Aladdin.
Mattias, could you see the map?
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay. Are you okay being by the doorway, or do you want to approach him more?
I'll approach slightly.
Say here, perhaps?
That works.
Okay.
I'll pop myself a little bit closer.
Mattias, as you get closer, roll another perception check.
Why would you
or
go
insight.
I'm just
Natural
I
20.
don't want to be too
Okay.
close to the guys.
nice. Natural 20. And then obviously we're being like nonchalant about
I
it,
understand.
Tom. Like we're just
No,
kind of like I'm
we're
looking
all, like-
around. I'm
We're all,
looking
like,
around
putting
the
our
room.
hands on
I'm
our
like,
weapons.
Every single one of us is whistling.
Mark, can you put that up? You see the little image in the upper left or upper
We're
right?
all literally holding our
You
weapons.
see that
walking around.
on him.
Oh my.
You good?
Yes. Yes, I'm good.
He says he's sitting down
Very well. I will go speak with him. You'll meet with him within the hour.
Thank you.
I hope you get the answers you desire.
I hope so as well. A good day to you then.
We have an additional question, perhaps,
Do we want the
about
father?
purchasing Oda.
Well then,
Yeah.
Oh, you want the
before-
father for that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I'll ask him.
Okay.
Because he seems important. Before he leaves,
I'll
I'll
be
just
right
ask
back.
him.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Before he leaves, I just wanted to ask him. So with your wonderful hospitality that you've shown us here, I've grown rather attached to one of the women in your employ, and I wanted to know if you were someone I could speak to about making her my wife. She says that, well, you know, release her from your employ. What would it take?
Why? Why would you want one of them from here?
Why not? I've had many wives. If I see one I fancy,
He seems to be
Gangster.
looking at you intently.
What's your real reason for wanting her? Is she someone special to you?
no, not at all. I hope her to be.
And who is this one?
It's the one with the blonde hair.
There's many women here with blonde hair.
Did she give her name?
I don't wanna.
Her fake
I don't
name?
want to tell. No, she didn't give a name.
I didn't
Oh,
think
well.
it. I understand.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll describe exactly how she looks. I'm definitely not going to tell him I know her name.
No, not the Oda name. I mean
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
name. Or the, whatever name she had given to her.
Oh,
No.
she said, what did she say her name was? You there?
Hey there.
Or Hey there?
Yeah.
She said her name was Hey there.
Or hey you.
Hey
or
you.
something.
Or something like that, yeah.
That was the other one.
If Mahul Hutton is fine with it, I am fine with it.
Okay.
Mahula Haddon.
Who's that?
That was his former, the Vay's former wife. The one we talked to. Jose works under
So
her.
she's in charge of him. Okay.
Apparently.
Okay.
All right. Should I speak to her or will you?
Kosei, are you out there?
And Kosei slightly sticks his head in. Yes, Sahib.
Talk to Mahul
He's like listening
Hutton.
at the door. You called?
Talk to Mahul Hutton about this
I'm back.
lady, if you will.
Thank you.
Very well. We hope your king appreciates our gracious hospitality.
I will be sure to inform him of it.
Very well. You may go.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Kosei's out in the hall, and he says, "I can take you back to the other waiting room if you desire."
How long will we
Thank
have
you.
to wait?
I don't know. It probably won't be very long. These things don't normally take very long.
Is there a different place we can wait?
Of course. Would you just want a private room or something like that?
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Very well. Then follow me. He escorts you down the corridor, goes through, again, very ornate lined rooms, and he finds a small room. It's very, very small. I mean, it's not so cramped, you're not like on top of each other, but there's a desk and a few tables in it. And he says, I'll close the door. Will you be here for a while then?
However long it takes.
And then I'll come here, assuming they're really ready to meet with the Bay. I'll come back here and get you.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Yes.
If there's anything you need, just let me know. As he starts to depart, he pauses a moment. He says, I did tell you that they are unusual, to put it
it is what it is.
In the meantime, can we possibly have an audience with what's her name? Lady you just said.
Mecca High.
Mecca Hani Ho.
Mahel Hatim.
Una Wakaduzaka Blakaba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be in the theater later.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Could we speak to her in the meantime while we're waiting for the pay?
I will see.
Okay.
Yes, she runs much of the administration of the palace. I will try. That may be slightly more difficult, but I'll see what I can do. Is there something I can warn her about or give her?
It's in regards to one of her. What do you call them?
Well, I think
Chickies?
Cozy knows though that we want to.
In regards to that.
I mean, he was just tasked to go tell her to release her.
Yes. Okay, very well. Let me see what I can do. No promises, but let me see what I can do.
He leaves,
Take care of business.
and he
while we're-
slowly pulls the door closed behind him.
All right. So, what is this, guys? I think I may have seen this before. I don't recall.
Yeah, when we're alone,
Yeah, he just said that.
You are alone. You're in a small room,
I pull
a
out
very ornate room.
my
but a small
amulet that I got from that vampire, and
I've seen this online. That's right.
yeah.
I have seen this online.
And I'll say mainly to Mattias, and I pointed it out to you, but I guess to everybody, to the room in general. Like, you saw the amulet he had, correct?
Yes. Yeah. Isn't that the Gnostic thing?
Yes, as far as I know.
It's the vampires.
It wasn't.
Did Baldur just say that out loud? Like vampires?
Oh, you're not aware?
Vampires?
Well, there was Argrad, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh man,
Wait, did any of you actually meet Argrad?
I did,
I forget.
and Baldur did, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, vampires are they're fables and.
Do you not believe in
folklore.
fables?
They're as much as dragons, yeah.
Where are you from?
Tell me.
Well,
Tell
I feel
me
like
that
picking on the
my
Scottish
nightmares
accent
are
now.
fables.
I mean, I'm
Do you not believe in fables?
I mean, I'm from that region, so I would be
You should at least
familiar of
have
stories,
heard of them,
but I've heard of them, but not
Yes.
like they're
so,
for real.
Like,
You know how
very much
dragons
real.
are just fables?
Dragons are real.
Yeah. So vampires are the
Seen
same
them.
thing. Yeah.
you would have seen. Yeah, you have seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vampires are real.
And,
You just
and
met
the one
one.
we met was terrifying.
You're saying he's a vampire.
Saying those necklaces seem to be worn around the necks of vampires.
There are monsters out there way worse than vampires.
So we've met 4 or 5 people with this necklace.
Like fairies.
3.
One with a wooden one.
Let's see.
They're terrible.
Argrad.
I don't believe in fairies.
Argrad,
I don't believe in fairies. I don't believe in
King of
fairies.
Cyprus, the old man who was with us for a short time, this fellow, and I forget who else.
Well, Argrad had 2 lesser vampires as well, who also had
Yes.
this. Who also had this.
Yes, you're right, but they died.
Yes,
think.
in a fire that we
Yes.
started.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah.
That was such a good plan.
A pity we had to
A
burn
lot of
down
people
that entire building, though.
Yeah. It was not my brightest, best moment, personally. But
Not mine either.
it worked.
Man, we're terrible people. Yeah, now that I reflect on
They
it.
really are. That was pretty bad. So yeah, so it's I don't know how to tell you this. You've seen crazy things with us. You've seen what we can do.
I have.
You've seen dragons.
I have.
Vampires exist. And they're out there, and everyone that we've seen has been wearing that necklace. And I think some people that we've seen, I'm not sure if they were all vampires.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's no real way to know if they're all vampires, but they all seem to be part of the same group.
Yeah.
And we have
Well,
run
there
into.
was that blood on the floor next to him.
Yeah.
Did we all see that?
Was it lunch?
No, I think only.
Oh wait,
Natty
did I
saw it.
did
Or
I forget to mention that?
Yeah, I think you did.
Yes, there was blood next to him, as though something had been dragged away.
All right, there you go.
Oh,
More
that
proof.
would have been very okay.
Vampires.
So my nightmares are
Fairies.
coming true again. Lovely.
There's definitely some kind of group. We did run into a monk who had a wooden one.
Sheepwa de tail.
Sheepwad the Tab. And he seemed to be. The only discrepancy we could figure out from the wooden one to the real medallion is they seem to be servants of some kind, or they're in the group, but they're not really a member of the group.
Yeah.
He wasn't very forthcoming.
I don't think the.
What did he told us we have to see someone.
Hold on. We're diving deep here.
Back to when you used to take notes.
So what they are is the amulets are protective amulets. So this one here that I'm holding, that we obtained from a vampire, it seems to give them protection, allow them to walk out in the sun. I also have another one in my pack. It's broken, and I think the magic stopped working. I think amulets found in the bodies of vampires. One is intact and magical, the other is broken and not. Oh my god. Where is Chipois?
Sheepwad the Trois.
Ask Chipois. So we had to ask Chipois about the siege of Akka. That's my own personal thing.
So you can kill these vampires?
It can be done.
Yes.
Is it your stereotypical ways?
How?
We lit them on fire.
Stakes.
We
Sunlight.
we know that fire works.
Yeah, we immolated them. That did the
Yeah.
trick.
And we may have killed his whole family.
Family of vampires.
There are answers to these questions in the Chateau de Chinon? I don't know if I'm saying that right.
I don't know where
In France, the Tower of Caudray.
Tio de Coudray in Chateau de Chinon.
Sounds like it's a long way away.
But that has
in
something to do with it.
They may have made a connection.
It's
So
in
I don't
France.
know-
It might as well be the other side of the world.
Yeah, there's. I don't know. I still am not sure. But we spoke to the King of Cyprus, who also had one. So it's a far-reaching organization.
It might not be an organization, though. It might just be a group of. It might just be a. It might be some sort of philosophical thing, or perhaps simply a sign of some particular belief system.
Could be like a religion.
Well, yeah, I suppose so.
But wouldn't that be
Well,
the same
it
thing?
could be like a religion, but it might not be a centralized group with all with the same motivations. Is all I'm saying.
That is true. Well, this complicates things.
Okay, well, I guess we wait and see.
I was while we were speaking with.
Should we ask the Bey, since you have one of the symbols? Ask if he knows what it means, since his son wears one.
Or perhaps he wears one.
Maybe
as
we
well.
should wait till the end.
I was going to.
To the end of the campaign, or
No, to the end of our line of questioning.
okay.
That'll be my doorknob question that I
Yeah.
always have.
Oh yes,
One
by the
more
way,
thing.
one more thing.
Take it, throw it on the
like
floor.
Columbo it.
Or should you just walk in wearing?
I was when we were when we were talking with Aladdin. I was
waiting for that.
considering. I was considering pulling it out to get him to possibly open up to us to show that we're on the same side. I didn't because you were handling things really well, but that's a possibility.
You could still use that. Yeah, keep that.
Yeah.
in
I think
the
if we're
pocket.
gonna show Bay, I think you should be wearing it. I don't think we should just show him a medallion.
You can.
You can put it on, tuck it under your shirt,
we've
and
just-
then pull it out when we need to.
I already got a thing around my neck. Is that like too many accessories?
Put one under your shirt and pull out the right one when you need it.
Yeah.
You can hand it to Mattias. He's doing most of the talking.
I mean, we could. All of us know about the same amount as. Well, me, Mattias, and Boulder have the most experience with this. One of, if any of us were to wear it, it should be one of us. I think. I'll leave that up to you guys.
Baldur's the closest to a vampire.
But if we pull that out, then we might have to answer some questions about, or maybe do a secret handshake or something. And I don't know if we're.
I mean, if you guys want to do it, I'll wear it.
I don't think we know enough to pull off.
That's my concern. I think it's a last minute gambit.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, fair enough.
Personally, but either way, some of these people we've seen have been dangerous wearing the necklace. They've been dangerous. Definitely got to keep on our guard.
All right.
Okay. Should we wait?
All right. So we wait.
You hear a rasp at the door.
Hello. Hello.
I'll open the door.
I didn't want to.
Oh.
You see Kosei
That's the end of the
standing
campaign.
Mahul Hoffman will meet with you if you desire. And then from there, we'll go see the bay.
All right.
If that works. Apparently, he's in audience now, addressing some other things.
Okay.
And he can see you simultaneously.
No arguments here.
He takes you back toward the entranceway, and you can see the very, very simple room that Mahul Houghton. You had not been there before, but she had a very simple, clean, plain room, and she's sitting behind a desk. She says, "How may I help you?"
This is your reply.
We were told to speak to you about taking one of your girls out of your employ.
By all means, we don't wish to offend you. How do you wish to arrange it?
We'll leave you Rizza. In exchange.
It's good worker.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with your customs. I don't know how it's usually handled.
Do you wish her to come with you now, or do you wish to when you leave, or do you want us to send her someplace?
Well, she can come with us when we leave. If that works.
We would like her back with her mind intact.
I'm not gonna say that.
Do you need a moment to confer?
No.
So yes, we don't wish to. I'm sure my sons don't wish to offend anyone, or my former husband. By all means.
All right. Thank you.
Is that all?
That's all.
Well, that was simple enough.
She seems to get back to. She's got ledgers spread out all across the desk, and she seems to be going back to them.
We take her when we leave.
Yeah.
Okay. To the bay.
I need to start planning a wedding.
Okay, Kosei's waiting out in the hall. He said, "Did everything work out all right?"
Yes.
We take the girl when we leave.
Very well. Okay. Very well. Follow me then.
And he takes you through the inner sanctum. They wind through many rooms. Some of them you've been through before, and it just continues to wind onward.
Along the way,
yes,
I'm going because I forgot. I'm going to cast sending, and I'm going to send a message to Simonita. Because I told her I would, so I'm going to.
What are you sending?
25 words or less.
And that knows where she is, or
Yeah, you send a short message of 25 words or less to a creature with your familiar range unlimited. It's just 25 words.
Okay. You don't have to know exactly where they are or anything like that. Okay.
Nope. It's just.
And what do you say to her?
I say, we are at the palace, about to meet the Bay. Possibly danger, but not sure.
You can reply to this message.
You can reply to this message.
Self-destruct.
She can reply with also 25 words or less.
Okay. Moments later, you get a reply from Simonita that says, "Thank you for letting us know. We are safe in one of the houses. Should we stay here or go elsewhere? I await your reply. Simonita."
That's a big spell.
I'll let you know tomorrow.
Don't. I mean,
What?
you choose to reply. It's up to you. You choose to reply. You choose to reply. It's your girl.
Okay, I'll cast it again, and I'll do the same thing. So I'll say, you should be safe, but be prepared with Umbrio just in case.
Just remember the little girl's with her too.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll say that. And then she can reply to that as well.
She replies, "Again, thank you. We are safe. I think we're okay for now. If need be, we have access to the horses. Please let me know. Simonita."
All right. Okay.
Okay. You meander your way through. Eventually, Koze brings you to outside a set of doors, and he says, "This gentleman will take you into the audience chamber." A man comes forward and he says, "I am Ilk Muhavaz, Osman Gazi's first guard. I'm here to guide you to his meeting, to your meeting with him. You may wear your weapons, but you must put these ribbons as a token of your understanding on your weapons so that they are tied into your scabbards. They are not magical. It is merely a display that you mean him no harm. Out of game, you know that you could probably rip through it in one action."
Okay.
Okay. Do you put them on your weapons?
Sure.
Okay.
It's a lot of ribbons.
I cannot.
I think, my mace should be tied up to my peg anyway.
Sure.
So.
But it's symbolic.
Sure. Yeah,
that make sense?
I'll do it. Yeah.
I'll tie it on, even though I'm holding it.
Yeah,
I understand. Yours is magical. Do you bind your weapon? Peace, as you would say in the SCA, peace bind your weapon, albeit with a ribbon. Are you frozen?
No, I think he's just very still. Are you alive, Mattias? Or maybe he's frozen.
I am.
Oh, he is. Wow.
You're in the zone.
Yeah.
They're
Like you
having
see
us,
him replace himself with, "Oh, I'm back. I'm here."
They're having us peace bond our weapons with little ribbons that we could probably rip off in an action.
All right.
Okay. As you enter the throne room, you must, as a courtesy, just slightly bow your head. You don't have to pay homage, but you must slightly bow your head and extend your hands in palms up as a sign that you bring no harm.
you will see a crimson line on the floor. Follow the line until you come to a perpendicular crimson line and stop there. You will be in front of Büyük, Osman, and Gazi at that time. As you leave, when you leave, bow your head and shoulders slightly, then back out of the room. He pauses momentarily, and then he turns back to say to you, I hesitate to say this, but I think I should. Büyük Osman is a great man and our great leader. He is uniting our people. Some find his ways unusual, perhaps even disconcerting. We see his greatness and what he is doing for us. He pauses again, thinking if there is anything else he should add, and then he decides not to. Cozy Mahal looks at him with a somewhat pained look, if you will. Do not let what you see disturb you. Ilk Muhavaz stares at Cozy Mahal and says, please, follow me. And then he turns.
Does he have a weapon on him?
Yes, he does.
Is it peace bound as well?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
All right.
Follow.
The door is open. Okay. Give me a moment to set this. I don't even know if this is going to fit.
Oh my.
Find out.
Oh, it looks just like my rug.
You want to put your figures down at that end as you're coming. That's the
wow.
entrance that you're coming in. That's the long crimson line.
It's gonna be yikes for me, dog.
Is the crimson line blood?
That's exactly what you think it is.
Do not be disturbed by what you see.
I'm pretty disturbed.
Yeah, don't be disturbed by the very
As you
suspicious
paint from your
looking
blood.
red lines.
Huh?
Yes, don't be disturbed by the very suspicious looking red lines. And what is
That is amazing.
Oh man, I have no.
Is this
I have my
Frieza?
battery's
Who
dead.
is
We
this?
need to. We need to
Is
take
this Frieza?
pictures.
I don't know.
Censored.
That's not any of us.
I am not sure how someone flew in.
How's the camera?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
snap.
The view look.
I'm sorry.
Camera.
What do you mean?
That's pretty good. This guy's gonna be hard to get all that in there.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be hard to get.
All right,
the
who
side so you
can
can
take
see. I was
pictures?
wondering.
Who can take pictures?
Me.
My battery's dead.
This is impressive.
I need this. Wait for this.
Well, you got your dragon too.
Oh wait, no, Shalom's not with us.
Wow.
No, he's not.
Shalom's not with us. Should we establish a marching order here? As we're walking into this room.
I feel like this is a good marching order.
Okay. Who is this?
Oh, that's Oda.
Oda's
She's
not
over
there.
I do not know how to feel about this.
Oh,
This is great.
Hand me Oda. Where's Oda?
right there. Oh,
Oh, she's here.
she's there already.
That was pretty good. Seriously.
Okay, as you enter the room, you are struck. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, what am I doing? Wait a minute.
All the bodies.
It's
As you enter the room, you are struck
Say your
by the
mouth
sodden
quickly.
air and the putrid smell of decay. The stone you walk on is a grayish blue. You note the red line and begin to move forward on it. Instantly, you notice that it appears to be mostly dry blood. Ahead of you in the room, you hear a high-pitched yet guttural cackle. The laughter changes to gargled gagging and then stops. You see about another half-dozen Ottoman warriors about. On one side of the throne, you see a mid-size red dragon stoically and intently watching you. You recognize it. On the other side of the room, on the same side of the room, there are numerous servants, slaves, concubines. You note individuals you enjoyed the other evening with. Aaron, Nahar, Nahan, Salim, Abba. Conspicuously missing is Ates. They don't look like they want to be there. You also see the one you call Oda. Looking at Büyük Osman Gazi, you see a huge, grotesquely fat man suddenly realize why he is called Büyük, or great. The fat man sits in a palace, laughing hideously. Sweat rolls off his body, bathing the thick, steamy air. It dampens your body itself with nauseating sweat that is not yours. One hand on a massive sword. In the other, he has some kind of carcass. He finishes sucking on it, and then he tosses it onto a pile. Also on the side of the throne, you see the same pile of human corpses stacked like rubbish. Blood slowly seeps from the bodies. Everyone make a perception check.
15.
25.
16.
7.
Enough of you notice. Well,
10.
okay, all 4 of you notice. Given the size of the mound, you note that even though there is a lot of blood, there's not as much as you might otherwise believe to be evident from normal bodies.
Oh dear.
From the bodies.
Gotcha.
Those who rolled above 15, transfixed by this horror, you note ever so slightly the mound writhes.
Just remember what we told you.
Gentlemen, roll a DC 10 investigation, or rather, roll an investigation check.
You know what? I pull out my rifle and shoot him in the head.
Rifle.
This isn't Space 1889.
How many odds might be in that pile?
That's
I don't
going to be a 15. No, a 16.
Vampires.
You recall this scene from the
I ask him. Do you
Yeah,
know
that's the guy from my visions, from my dreams, from my nightmares, one could say.
Despite Büyük Osman Gazi's immense size, he appears to have a forced yet agreeable, and one might even say friendly smile. Everyone roll a wisdom check.
15.
14.
7.
17.
7?
0.
0. You two find him incredibly friendly. Not adorable. Very amenable.
You know, I'm gonna climb on up
Something
in
about
those fat
him
rolls
just
and
seems to
crawl up in there.
be friendly. One of the... Between you and Büyük Osman Gazi, and chained to him, you note several individuals with bowed heads. They also don't look like they want to be there. Before we started streaming, I had figures created. In the interest of being politically correct, they are not depicted. Okay.
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 I mean, this is the internet. I mean, you know.
There's certain things you still can't show on.
My feelings of confusion and my mixed feelings continue to increase in intensity.
Okay. Who's the closest? There's 3 up front. Roll another perception or investigation check.
29.
2. Investigation?
Sure.
17.
And Mattias?
Investigation. 15.
Okay, all three of you note. You note the amulet worn by Büyük Osman Gazi. Looks incredibly familiar.
Can I see it? I haven't seen one of those yet.
Do you have a giant
great.
one, or is
Nope.
it just regular?
It's the same. You can't read. Yep. Büyük Osman Gazi is huge.
Is he okay? So let's just
And that's
let's
all
just
the
so we
notes you have
know.
on him.
There's some other things I was about to read and then I stopped.
Okay, so just so we know, is he, as far as out of game, like as far as the level, is he monstrosity? Is he like giant? Like what is the size?
Is he like to scale of
rating?
what we're looking at here compared?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's that big.
Yeah, but it
To scale with
some
some
things
characters.
it might affect us,
I think
right?
probably
Or-
large or
Oh,
or
God.
one step up.
No, I
Okay.
would say giant. Because if he stood up, that had to be
okay.
20
I don't think
feet.
He's
we
like
really
the
have
size
any
of-
yeah.
magic users anyway.
So-
it
so-
doesn't
set, you know what I
Well,
mean?
like
matter.
so large takes up. Yeah, he'd
Oh, I
probably
see.
be.
In
He'd
terms of how
probably
many people
be
you- Yeah, but
the size of Buffalo.
Okay.
I would say giant.
Some
there are
things like
hexes on the
throwing-
table should you decide
Large,
to go
giant.
that path.
even-
Okay.
If you can
Yeah.
fill a hex.
He'd be one or two.
It is what it
He's
is.
a big dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a big boy.
Well, because some abilities or some things have to do with the size of the thing
Yeah.
that you're fighting, especially maybe when it comes to you as a ranger. I think.
Whoa, calm down. We're not fighting.
Yeah, we are.
No, no.
Yes, we are.
We're fighting.
You'd know more than I
he's not
would.
leaving
I
this
don't
room.
know how that impacts me.
Either
Or is it the other way
or
around?
we're
Not
not
like
leaving
your
this
magic
room.
using when you do certain
Let's
spells,
find out.
like a restraining spell. Like if you use like an entangle or something, you may not be able to use it to something that's over a certain size. Am I right on thinking that?
Yeah,
Like if
there's
he was to
certain
do like
spells.
an entangle, or like a
Yeah, it should say it on the spell. It says what it affects if there's any limitation.
So,
You should
you follow me, Tom?
Hypotheticals.
I don't think I have any of that
Please say that
memorized.
one more time.
So certain spells that you can use against someone, maybe it's like an entanglement spell or something that it may not work on something over a certain size.
Let's cross that bridge when we get to it.
Okay. I just wanted to know.
Yeah, because I only have a couple things memorized anyway, and it doesn't look like
I
it.
mean,
Okay.
if there's something specific you want to ask, I don't really. I'm not even sure there's a point in addressing it until
Okay.
it comes up.
Sure. Cool.
And then I've been okay at winging it.
Right. Okay.
You know,
Let's do it.
So, I mean, I'm not sure it matters, but so do you continue up to the line?
Yep.
Or what do you do? So move your
Yeah.
figures.
As we were told.
So,
It's
yeah,
a
so
big
we-
room, right?
Yeah.
What you see
What you
is
see.
what you
So
get.
So I could probably say something to them and be fairly confident that it's not within earshot of anybody else.
I would say that's probably fair.
Okay.
I mean, not you wouldn't shout it. You would speak it quietly.
Yeah, like in a
Yeah.
There is a dragon on the right.
Hey, guys.
yeah.
That's the one that threw that
I need
guy
to
at
pick
us.
my nose right
Explosive,
now. Is that
They may
politically
hear
That's the one that
correct?
threw the guy
Dragon
at
Yeah,
may
us.
be
right.
able to hear it.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
before we step in, and we see all this, and we kind of take it in. I'm gonna turn to everybody, and I'm gonna say, I've seen this man in visions. I've been brought here to stop him. I don't think he can leave this room alive.
Brother, he will not leave this room alive.
As much as I don't want to, if you feel it's right, I've got your back.
This
And
is-
I do exactly as Chip's doing.
Wait, what?
Let us
shine
know.
of
I don't
respect.
even know what that is.
You
You told us to walk in the room
Oh,
with
yes,
our
yes,
head bowed,
yes,
and
yes.
or
We
well,
just
not you, but
Mattias,
the guy.
we just agreed that he is not leaving this room alive.
all right, so
Quietly,
I'll
we
say,
agreed.
I whispered to everybody else, I said, I've seen this man, I know this man, I've seen him in a vision. Saren Reyes sent me here. He cannot leave this room alive. That's
Do
what
you
I've said.
know what you're suggesting?
What?
There's
Do
no-
you fully understand what it is that you're suggesting right now?
There's no time to discuss this.
I'm gonna put my hands up and I'm gonna say, this is my purpose, and I'm gonna start walking up.
Roll a perception check.
I'm just gonna say, I'm only level 5.
All of us?
No, just
Oh.
5. Just Balder. 5.
Inspiration. Inspiration.
Yeah, why not?
Inspiration.
It feels
know.
important. Come on.
That's
A 13.
13. You see Oda off to the side. She has the tube in her hand, It's open. She's holding something.
Oh.
And that's all she did. Of course. She can't talk.
Oh God, is there any possible way I can get over there?
Raven. What did you say?
My Raven, I can go get it.
Raven.
You could.
All right, why not? I'll send the Raven over.
He as you walk forward, Osman says,
The dragon.
Are we walking forward to the line?
you tell me.
I think
Right?
so.
We're walking forward to the line, right?
Yeah, we're all kind of
We're all
we did our
doing
bow,
what we were told to do.
and we're all slowly moving forward. And while we're moving forward, I will send the Raven
How do
to
you wanna do
snatch
this?
the thing out
Just-
of her hand.
She holds on to it.
You gonna stand right here, bro?
Can I give her like a nod?
You
That's
move
all
your guy
right.
where you
No,
Like, is she
where
looking
you
at
want
me?
him. Brad, I don't know what you
When I
she's
notice
looking
it,
at
I'm gonna
you.
walk out.
She lets it go.
All right.
Well, yeah, sure. She lets it go.
Okay.
Good idea. Okay. Okay, you're there. He says, finally, the room quiets and all the guards look up to Osman. And he says,
Kelsey Mahal and my warrior son, Haran, tell me you have done well in Bursa.
he holds up a scroll from his son.
I am confident that you would like to demonstrate your prowess. I would like to see a demonstration of what you did at Bursa. Would you indulge me?
What are you talking to?
All of
All of us?
Wants us to fight.
How
wants us
how
to
would you
fight.
propose we do that?
He wants us to fight.
A man steps forward from behind. He walks out in front.
And he says,
It's Indiana
he
Jones.
accepts his challenge.
Picture Indiana Jones. that's totally what I just
Easy
pictured
enough.
with that mini.
Can I, before I decide, can I look at what the Raven got?
Sure.
So I will look at the scroll or whatever he took from her. See if there's anything important on it.
Roll an Arcana check.
Bad time for love letters, Balder.
Disadvantage. Ooh, come on. Ooh, 15 plus 7. Ooh, 23.
Speed reader.
You know it's a spell. It's some kind of spell. Do you read magic?
Yes.
Okay, you know it's a spell. What level of spells do you know? Up to.
Up to 2. Not great at magic.
Okay, you know it's a spell above your level.
Okay. And, oh, well, Jonas is right next to me, so can I pass that over?
Sure.
And then I'll pass this over to him, and I'll kind of step forward, and so I'll accept that challenge.
I'm going to put my hand on him, stop him. We're not here for your entertainment. We have a message to deliver. And I'm going to... Mattias?
Everything goes silent.
Did you catch that,
Acknowledgement
Mattias?
Bay,
Oh, okay.
I have been sent on behalf of King Charles Robert of the Emperor of Carpathia, King of Hungary, of Croatia, of Serbia. Forces under the command of your officers were found assaulting holdings within the borders of the empire. I have been sent by the court of His Majesty King Charles Robert with the request that we be given an explanation for these events.
Yes. Yes, very well. Is there some other business to attend to?
4 guards drag in a man. This man seems to. He bows slightly before Osman, and he moves off to the side, and then he disappears through a side door. 4 guards drag in a bound man into the room. The 5th man is walking behind the bound man. Everyone roll a perception check. Jonas, you roll it with advantage.
A perception?
Yes, please.
30.
30. Holy crap!
And you gave me advantage.
Out of
It would have been
curiosity,
like
how do you
20
calculate
without it.
perception again?
What?
Your perception.
Perception.
Skill.
It's wisdom.
It's wisdom.
Plus if you're proficient.
Oh, just wisdom.
Yeah.
Plus if you're
Plus your
Oh, plus
proficiency if you're
perception.
proficient.
Oh, then that's an 8.
12.
Okay.
8.
You recognize the bound man as the supervisory guard
Minus 18.
from down in the dungeons.
Okay.
The man is brought forth into the center of the room. He's turned to face you and made to kneel. One of the four holding him grabs his hair and pulls his head back. A mixture of fear and resignation crosses his face.
While Mattias was talking to the Bay, was I able to read to glance at the paper and see what it was?
Sure. Roll an Arcana check. And what level spells? Do you know magical spells?
They're divine spells. They're not arcane.
Okay.
So
I don't really have any magic.
You
users.
recognize it that it's clearly a high level spell, but you don't. You can't really read it.
Okay.
Well versed in Arcana.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, we
Not
don't have any
necessarily
magic. We don't
any.
have any magic users.
What do you? So you looked at it, and then what do you do?
I mean, I recognize it's a spell, but I can't do anything with it, right?
Right.
I don't think any of us can. So I just hold on to it, I guess. I don't know if there's anything else I would even be able to think to do.
Read it. Read it aloud and wave your fingers.
Oh, I mean, I could read it aloud. Can I read it? Can I actually understand?
But where would you look after you read it? Where would you look? Or you tried to read it?
So I try to read it. It doesn't do anything for me, I guess. And then I'm pretty much eye contact with Koze, or I'm sorry,
Koze's not there.
with the Bay the whole time.
Okay. Very well.
I'll notice things that happen, but that's.
I'm sorry. That's fine. Okay. One of the four grabs his hair and pulls his head back. A mixture of fear and resignation crosses his face as you're reading that. Another steps forward and in Hellenic announces, and you speak Hellenic, correct?
I speak Turkish.
Yeah, it's a dialect. I think you do as well. You understand him to say, for dereliction of duty, you, Aptel, have been condemned to death. A fifth guard steps forward, wraps a leather thong around his neck. The man starts to visibly shake.
Büyük Bey, what is the meaning of this?
He's being punished.
The guard then he puts a wooden stick from his belt and attaches it to the thong at the back of Aptel's neck. The guard then starts to twist the stick round. Slowly it starts to constrict. The man's mouth goes wide, but no sound escapes. His body starts to flail about, but the other four men hold him tight. Then suddenly he breaks free from their grasp for a moment. The sound of air being inhaled into his body is incredibly loud. The five men frantically grab hold of him, lifting him back up. Osman Gazi.
Get it over with.
Do something.
If I may be so bold, obey. But what is he being punished for? Well, I understand the dereliction of duty, but in what duty?
The guy he's punishing.
I don't know what he did.
Supervisor
He
of the dungeon
didn't
that they're
follow
using to
through
feed
with
these
his
guys.
duties.
That's who they're feeding.
With Aptel held again, this time clearly tighter. A fifth quickly increases the pace of his turns. Deprived of oxygen, Aptel's eyes and the veins above the thong and on his face
I'm gonna
start
shout,
to bulge.
Stop. And I'm going to step up forward. Over over the line.
I'm gonna step up with him. I'm gonna yell, "Enough of your show and your games!"
And I'm gonna cast a 4th level guiding bolt at the bay.
Oh, this is it! Oh no, we're all gonna die!
Just got real.
Roll a perception check.
Oh god.
There's a dragon in this room.
That's what I'm worried
18.
about.
You see Rhoda waving at you, almost as if she's asking for something.
Oh.
Alright, well now that everything...
Should get enough of that already.
Can I just go over it
It's like,
at this point?
marry me before I
While he does
die.
that?
Picking on this woman out of me before my death.
Okay, roll whatever you need to roll.
Oh yeah, she could probably. I bet you she can cast the spell.
Alright,
on
well... So then I will say, seeing that, I don't know. I'll have to wait till you do your thing.
Do your thing.
That's gonna be
Fail me
a
now.
23 to hit.
Oh, that hits. Yeah.
So it does.
1 million.
1 million.
I need.
He explodes.
And we're all like,
Can I get some more
I
d6s?
think we're gonna be here late
Sure, how many
tonight.
do you need?
1, 2.
You need d6?
4. I need.
Here.
Second, third, fourth. So that's 3.
I don't use these puny little die. There's
I
another
need
one back
3
there.
more.
There's another one right there.
2 more.
That's all I got.
Nope.
You cleaned me
a
out.
little bit of everybody. Aww.
Take one, no, take one from him.
Oh, hold on. Give me one.
Fair.
Here, give me one. Here, you
One
can.
from everyone.
You can have that back. And I get 1 from everybody, so the
Oh,
teamwork.
that's awesome. That's cool.
Teamwork
I like
helps.
that. I like that.
Teamwork makes the dream
I
work.
like this.
I 8. See what you would have missed?
I got a 5. You got a 5.
I'm just saying, that was the dice he wanted to reject.
How'd you get an 8 on a
I got a
6-sided
5
dice?
and a 4.
Oh, is it a 3? It looked like an 8. I'm just saying, you're right,
15,
but it looked like an 8 from here.
20.
Math.
My dice were 4 and less.
So that's
Study in school, kids.
25 points of damage. And then the next attack roll against him. So he starts glowing as a flash of light streaks out of my hand and strikes him. The next attack roll made against him before the end of my next turn has advantage because he's glowing.
No save.
No, I rolled a hit.
No, but he doesn't get a save on that.
No, it's
Glow.
just that's
Okay.
just part of the
Okay.
effect.
No, that's
to
cool.
hit.
I just want to make sure I understand.
I'll just...
I think it's time for initiative. I'm going to call that like kind of a surprise round, if you will, because I don't think anybody else anticipated that. So let's, Mark, if I could ask you to organize the initiative there.
I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous.
This is a terrible idea.
I didn't. I don't know.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
Of course I got a
Bad
natural
guys have a
20.
16.
Let's
Opponents
be
have a
3.
16.
So, okay. So, we don't really know what bad guys we have here, right? So, these are all guards.
Yes.
Those are all guards. And were they in the middle? You said there was 4 of them holding one guy?
Yes.
So there's 4 other guards in the middle.
Yes, and there was a
And the guy that they were restraining.
well, he's tied up and he's got a thing around his neck.
Okay.
Well, there's actually 5. There's 4 holding him, and there's 1 turning the thing at the back of his neck, if you will.
There's a lot of guys in here, man. Why did you hit him and not them?
I'll fire this.
What'd you get?
Oh, because there's also that dude right there.
Oh, there's 5 of them plus the guy.
Plus
No,
the guy.
there's the 4 holding him. They're holding him
And this guy is-
restraining him, and he's like twisting
Brad,
his
what'd you roll?
wooden
Oh, okay.
stick
All right, I got you.
around the back. You know,
I
they're
understand what
holding
it
his
is.
arm.
Yeah.
He's like this, and there's a guy behind him with he's got a leather
If it
thong,
tightens as he-
and he's tightening this.
Right.
Brian, what'd you roll?
Oh, I rolled an 8. Oh, plus 1, 9. If that matters.
What the opponents roll?
Converge. I'll start. using
16.
my AoEs.
So they rolled the same as Brad.
Maybe we died.
Just put him below.
Who knows?
I'm on board. I'm ready.
I probably should have done that a little bit earlier, but
No. Well, it was good. It was building up. Like
Yeah.
between the two of us, I wasn't sure which one of us was going to shout out to stop first. So far down there.
Yeah, you are.
So far down.
No. be first. I don't want to be first. Oh wait, what happened? Oh, those are the guys that are around the dude getting strangled or whatever or whipped.
Okay, Kip, you're up. Mattias, you're on deck, followed by Jumnus, then everyone else in the room, then Borinth, then Balder.
All right, so you did your guiding bolt. All right. So at that point, I guess I'm gonna see that happen, and I will.
All times to stop the music.
Yeah.
Who's building?
Oh, you know what it is? There's none at the. It repeats, but it just.
Oh.
There's none at the beginning.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to cast fog cloud right here.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do.
What does that do?
So I create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered on a point within range. The sphere spreads around corners, area heavily obscured. It lasts for the duration, or until duration is up to 1 hour, or until a wind. Or until a wind greater speed disperses it. So it's range of 120 feet.
Oh, you easily are in range. Yeah. But it's 20-foot diameter or radius?
20-foot radius.
Radius. Okay, so each
20
hex
by 20.
is 5 feet. So you can go
4 by 4
from your center point, four hexes out. So basically, it's right up to the edge of him.
Yeah, I'm really trying to encompass those guys.
Oh yeah, you're definitely
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Almost like
20-foot radius.
You said radius, right?
Yep, 20-foot radius.
Does that seem about right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Actually, it goes a little bit further.
So it's just, and
The base toes too.
it's just an action.
Yep.
It's my action.
The beast.
Yeah, you get his little piggies.
Just laughs.
Okay. Okay.
We're going to have to get up. We're going to have to.
Yep, I know.
Really?
You had to remind him?
Really?
I know what time it is. Okay, well, let's just get through this round here.
Perfect time to start.
Mattias, you're up. What are you doing?
All right. I don't understand. What did you just do?
And that's my turn.
20 times 5.
Mattias just draws his weapons and is basically just he backs a few feet to the left of the rest of the group.
Okay.
And that's
one of your actions snaps it and you can move. Snaps the peace bond and you can move.
all right. Yes. I'll do that.
Okay, and you move which way?
A few squares to the left.
To your left. My right. A few squares. 2? Is it few? 2 or 3?
3.
Okay, there you go.
Do we know how many? What is this? The width?
1 hex equals 5 feet.
I can't see the square, so I'm just curious if you know off the top of your head how many hexes are across.
It's 24 inches, so 24 inches times 5 feet is 120 feet.
I got
Good math.
that big.
Yep. No, we're good. No,
That's
good.
right. If my math is wrong,
That's fine
tell
by
me.
me. That's fine with me. That's good. That's good.
Okay,
That's
Jumnus, you are up.
good.
Okay, so there's a big fog cloud now.
Yes.
I say.
How tall is that fog cloud?
It doesn't say.
So 20.
It's just 20 foot radius, I guess. So I guess it would be.
Let's call it 20 feet high.
Yeah.
Okay, for the sake of argument. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Without clearer guidance. Makes sense?
How many spells do I have?
I hope a lot.
Yeah, me too. All right. So first things first. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on him with my action. So he has to make a Dex save against 17.
Gotta find different music. Okay, Dex save. Not 20.
Okay, so that does nothing. but that was my action. It was a cantrip. So with my bonus action, because I used a cantrip, I can cast a spell with my bonus action. I'm going to cast a spiritual weapon, and I'm going to cast it. Oh, you have my spiritual weapon because it broke.
Yep.
I don't have it.
Well, you don't have it.
Huh?
You have it.
Yeah, I have the mini. You just don't have the mini with me.
Right.
Because it's still broken.
I'm tracking.
Yeah. So I put a spiritual weapon right in front of the
Use a
bed.
die or something like that.
It's a giant fiery scimitar, similar to what he's carrying.
Okay.
Except on fire.
Yeah, except it's on fire. And I make an attack at him with it.
Okay.
That's a 18.
That just hits. Yep.
Okay. So he takes 6 plus. He takes 12 points of damage. And then I'm probably gonna move off to the side a little bit just to kind of spread us out.
Yeah.
Maybe
Behind this wall.
like that way. Yeah, behind the wall.
That's not really.
That's not real spread out.
Jonas is now censored.
Yeah, whatever. And that's my turn.
Okay, Jumnus. Osman Gazi initially looks surprised. And he waves his hand. And he pushes his hand forward. The bodies seem to rise into a massive form and then start to move forward.
Oh my god.
They were moving before. Brad kills the party.
Oh, of course.
It makes it. And that's what he does. And those who can see him see that his entire chair seems to lift up ever so slightly and kind of hover across the floor. The dragon seems to turn to him as if looking for guidance, as do these guys. They start to move forward, but they're a little bit confused at the moment as to what to do. Okay, and he is going to attack you. This massive beast of human flesh, just sipping body parts, seems to wail away at you.
At you.
I'm sorry, who's
At
that?
Balder.
Oh, wait, yeah, Balder.
Balder.
What is he?
Glad I went left. Not for long, Balder. Not for long.
Okay. Yeah. 23, does that hit? I'm pretty sure. What are you, like a 21-ish, right? Okay, one hit. You see his fists just come. And he pounds upon you, and then he does, with a massive fist, he does 12 points of bludgeoning damage to you. Make a strength save.
Failed that.
Okay, you are suddenly pushed back 10 feet.
That's good.
That's good. Yes. That's one way to get out.
A little bit of movement.
Okay. And that's what he did this round. And that's it. And then, Borinth, you are up. And Balder is on deck. And then it will be the top of the round.
Borinth goes from looking very stern. A big smile comes across his face. It's about time. And Borinth goes into
Uh-oh, you're not stripping him.
a rage.
Oh.
He came prepared.
Yeah. Borinth goes into a rage and he runs forward. And as I get to about here, part of my movement, 5, 10, I'm gonna pull my hammer axe out, and I'm gonna yell, Canusa! Like that.
Okay.
I need to take that off of that. All right, so a blast of cold fog shoots out from my weapon.
Okay.
All right, and it goes. Oh shoot! I just lost it. I'm trying to find the distance. Oh, 20 plus 5 times my level. So it's 20 plus 30. So that's 50 feet
Yes.
in a range around me.
Yes.
Okay, and it is a dex save against an 11,
It's basically
and it is.
everybody, I would say, right?
Yeah.
You're pretty much dead center in the room. I mean,
Yep.
maybe Oda might be out of it.
Right.
And what is this? It's a blast of.
A blast of cold fog.
Oh, cold
Right,
fog.
yeah.
It's
So it's a
not
dex
like
save
is it a
against an
wind?
11, and it does. Where is it? Where is it? Dex save. Oh. Where's the damage? Where's the damage? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Some
sorry.
spells do friendly creatures. Some don't.
Oh, 1d6 times my level. So I do 1d6 times 6. Which is a 3.
What's the saving throw?
11.
11. Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
So that's 18 points of damage. All right.
Wait, what is it?
So it's 18 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay. Half if they save.
Okay.
And if they don't save, they are blinded for 3 rounds.
Okay.
Right? 3 rounds. Let me make sure that's not timed. Yeah, 3 rounds.
Okay. Okay. Everybody, all the PCs are in there, correct?
Yeah?
Does it?
Okay.
Does that affect us as well?
No, just opponents.
Does it
Is
say
that
that?
what it says?
Yep,
I
that's
don't-
what it says.
Okay.
Oh, you wrote it. Haha.
Okay. I mean,
Except the bearer, all humanoid opponents in this field take 1d6
Okay,
times the
okay,
wielders
okay, cool.
level.
Oh my gosh! I was like,
Oh, no.
I'm gonna be blind for 3 rounds fighting this mess?
cold air.
Yeah, right. Huh.
You guys haven't seen this in full effect yet.
Stirred.
So a big blast of just cold
just
just shoots out in all directions.
Okay, I got it. You don't see anybody drop yet. Actually, this guy, you wouldn't see him drop.
well, so for the sake of the rules, when this cloud comes
I don't know if
out,
he's technically an opponent, but
Well,
go
so,
ahead.
so Tom, for the sake of the cloud coming out of this weapon, does it come out like a rush of air, like a rush of wind? Because if that's the case, it's actually going to blow my fog away.
It doesn't matter, it's a fog.
If it comes out at least 10 miles per hour. So I mean, you tell me.
I'm gonna say it would.
Okay, so it
But
blows.
it's a fog
so,
itself.
Yeah, but it's,
this is
it's got velocity.
so it's
Okay, yeah,
basically it lasts the duration or until a wind of moderate or greater speed. So they would blow my.
It would blow it out. Yeah.
Well, would that maybe like because
is
they
much more
can't
impressive.
see that coming? Would they get disadvantage on their?
Well, they're going to be
I
blinded.
figured-
If they fail to save, they're blinded for
Yeah,
3
but I'm
rounds.
saying
figured he
like
was just gonna
because
make
they
the
were in a
dragon
fog
flap his
when this
wings and it
hit,
was gone,
Oh,
like
you know,
maybe
but
they'd get
this
disadvantage on
did
their
it.
save
Oh, maybe.
because they can't see
This is the deck save.
because they're effectively blind in the fog.
fog,
I think.
I think Born's compensating for something. His fog's much better than yours.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I mean, I'm only level 5, yeah.
Okay.
Only level 6.
You
None of us are
see
rich.
quite a few blinded. Quite a few of the guards blinded. I mean, obviously, they all took some damage. Everybody took some damage, and you see 2 over here blinded. You see, well, I don't know how you can tell, but those 2 blinded. Those 3 blinded. Took some damage, but not blinded. Took some damage, but not blinded.
How about the big human monster thingy?
It really has eyes. What's the save?
11.
11, 12. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to continue my movement forward, and I'm going to use my second attack. Reckless. Oh, that's a 19. That's good. 19 plus 11. So 29 hit.
Damn.
Yeah, oh, it's
30.
It's like human flesh. You can feel your weapon gouging into it even as you swing.
So that's
Oh, I got that today.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points of damage.
Okay.
And
Baldur, you're up.
Okay.
Foul
I am
creature.
Kip next.
I'm just going to yell to Jumnus, the scroll I gave you.
Next game.
I need it.
Okay.
And then I will send my raven to grab it and go right to her. And I will run that way. I will use my action and my movement to run towards her.
Okay, say that again. What did you do?
So I yelled to Jumnus for the scroll that I gave him. He handed it over. Well, he handed
It's in
it
my
up.
hand, yeah.
And I sent the raven to grab it.
Okay.
And then I ran towards.
Okay, so you can run
30?
30 feet or 60 feet with a dash.
Yes.
So you can get there's 6 hexes or 12 hexes if you're not doing anything else.
I think that's all I'm going to do. So
Okay, so you can go 12 hexes. You can go 12 hexes.
Oh, okay. I have no idea how many moves I moved. 4.
24.
He was
5.
I can't really see them. 6,
Well, this is not a barrier. That's just to block.
9, 10, 11, 12.
Put you right next to her.
Sure. Put me
I mean, if you don't want to go there, or you can run over here too. We can put you right
Put me
there.
on the other side of the body.
This way?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel safe behind the wall.
Okay.
It's not a wall.
It's like
not a
Right,
wall.
yeah, yeah.
It's their
Not-
But yeah,
yeah.
remember they're blinded for
us.
3 rounds too.
It's not a wall. The
So you could tear
first,
through them. You can
like,
run right to
first
them and just.
3 are.
Blinded gives what advantage to whoever's attacking them,
Use it to wreck.
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Advantage.
And
It's not a critical.
disadvantage to those guys.
Okay, so that
attacking.
was my.
They're like fighting invisible.
It's not an automatic critical to.
That was my movement.
Or anything like that?
Look
Okay.
it up. We'll get back to
Okay.
that. Everybody have a good time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Matthias.
What?
Your bedtime, really? Really?
Did Matt get a picture of that thing? Did he attack?
Yeah.
he was.
Yes, he
do?
He yelled and
He
screamed.
didn't
Oh yeah, that's
attack.
right.
He's just really not sure if he wants to do what Jumnus did. It's too late.
Well, I
Can't
understand
believe-
because the challenge is he's got a quest to. It's an interesting dilemma. In game.
Man. I mean, we're not going to play this game again for.
No, we
We're
got
October
2 weeks,
4th.
right?
I
October
got
4th,
plenty
2
of time
weeks.
to figure out how I'm going to attack next.
2 weeks.
Which I should take a
Okay.
picture so I can
forgot. didn't think
remember
2 weeks.
what the
Is it only,
setup
okay.
is.
I thought it
Right?
was going to be
Am I
longer.
missing something?
No.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Okay. In characters.
Oh, that's good. It's seven-sided
Trade
die in
ideal
the
bond
background.
flaws. Brad. Jumnus.
Here you go, boy. This one's for the Instagram.
I
Our
didn't.
logo in the background. And
I
everything.
didn't really follow my traits, ideals, bonds. I didn't follow what's written on my sheet. But this man has haunted Jumnus for months, weeks, however long it is in the game world, and he views this as a huge part of his personal quest. So I think I let the party know, and then I don't intend for the. It's either he makes this out, he makes it out of the room alive, or I do. But either way, this is Jumnus's battle. This is his purpose. So me attacking him, trying to stop that guy from dying and instigate his destiny. That was what I did.
Okay, cool. And I thought there was great RP by everybody, by yourself as well. And I try not to be excessively generous, but there's a balance between giving some out and not giving enough out, if that makes sense. Let me just finish it. And I did get your adventure log, and you gave me some really insightful stuff in that, and I thought that was awesome, and I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah,
it helps
no
me to try and make it more interesting. And 9:35, you guys did complete the getting the message to Oda, which was one of the quests, in effect. So 9:35 on experience. Ryan, Eldritch
Yes.
Knight Baldur. traits, deal bonds, flaws.
What's it called? So for here I have knows what's truly important. I made sure to get Oda in our, or at least try to get Oda in our control, and then I'm getting the scroll back to her. Hopefully she can read it or do something with it. And then for those who fight beside me, are family and are worth dying for, as insane as Jonas's plan is, I've got his back. If we die here, we die here, but someone's dying.
Okay. Awesome RPing.
Especially with a dragon in the background.
Yeah, we should have killed him earlier. That would have made life so much easier.
No, we had to talk to it.
In all fairness, Tom really did try to get us to kill that dragon.
Yeah, that
earlier.
is true. Yeah, that was on us.
Dylan is like the dragon whisperer. He makes them all,
He's
makes them all go away.
He's going to be here next week, so hopefully he'll. Or next session.
He talks our way out of it again.
He just like jumps in through the window, and it's just like, dragon, fight for us.
Hey!
Help us kill that fat man.
So,
850 on
Dylan, if you're watching, we
Awesome
need
stuff.
the dragon whisperer next session.
Mark, Kip Kalen, traits, deal bonds, flaws.
Yeah, not much today. I think I just participated in some of the trying to move forward with the quests and try and straighten out what our directives really should be. It's really.
I thought it was really cool the way you were playing the effects of the Riki in the room.
Yeah, it was acrobatics and
shooting the plate. And running
which was
around.
hilarious to me, Tom. Actually, because it increased my dexterity. It had nothing to do with actually hitting the plate. That was just a natural roll.
Oh, was it? Okay, well, it was a very good natural roll.
You grabbed a natural 20, right?
No, I think I wound up getting like a thank you. It wound up hitting me like with a 26 for that, which was just
next time.
I thought that was awesome. Again, you did help move the plot forward. 850 on experience. Mattias.
I'm sorry, how much?
850.
850.
Okay. Well,
And you also help get Oda the message, which is a big piece of that.
I didn't expect this though.
I think that I handled the diplomatic portions well enough, considering the situation Matthias is in. I think that Matthias being hesitant to attack a foreign monarch is well within his character, considering what he considers the ramifications and the boundaries of his mission. I thought that the way I'm not sure if I got it across properly, but I thought the way I got across how he was kind of confused and not terribly okay with the execution going on in front of him. I mean, I thought that I played out the Riki part well while it lasted.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did. And I thought so too. Okay, great job. To the way, however, I can give you an inspiration point. I know you're sitting on mounds of it, but sitting on it, and thank you for the adventure log. I thought it was very creatively written. 935 on experience.
Thank you.
Okay, and I hope you're keeping track because I'm not keeping track. I don't know where you are.
I am.
Not Boulder. Borinth. Brian. Traits, ideal bond. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, I'm continuing Boren's kind of search for a purpose through spirituality and the kind of the fading of his ancestry, the family that he once had. Kind of the last bits and pieces of that are kind of fading him, falling away from him. He doesn't feel in touch with it anymore. So it's kind of working off of that. Some of the role playing that we did. And then Borenth lives for this. He lives to rage, and he's starting to feel like whole again when he falls into that element. So I'm looking at it kind of in the way where a healer heals like through divinity. You know, he focuses that divinity and he heals in speaking to their being or their greater being. When Borenth rages, that's when he feels like whole. And just the finally the chance. It's been a long time since he's gone into a rage. I don't think we realize how long it's been because I haven't been fighting with rage at all ever since his eye got hurt. You know, so this for the first time he like kind of felt like himself, and to go into that rage, he almost enjoys it.
Okay.
In a sick, twisted way.
I like the RPing. I like that, and nobody else knows that it's not hidden, but he did some, when he wasn't here, we did some RPing while I was traveling for work, albeit via Discord, and I thought that was very interesting. So I think you're going slightly a different direction today than you were in that Discord discussion, but obviously that's just text, and sometimes you can't get meaning through text, and so it is what it is. Text is great.
Yeah.
If you're a stellar writer, I'm not.
So that he's kind of like he's kind of like trying to weigh like what direction to head, you know. So like when we were talking on Discord, he was very much testing his ancestry.
I find it
fascinating. And then when he was in the chapel, he was looking forward to maybe something new. That it doesn't quite know where to fall yet.
I'm enjoying it. I'm not 100% sure where you're going with it, and but it's 850 on experience points. I would ask all of you and those Eli and Dylan and Jace and everybody here, if you have a dream to review them, because they may be important. They may not be.
Me? Dreams too?
But they may be.
Me?
If what?
The people were not here.
If you had dreams, previously had dreams, if you have them still, to go ahead and review them, because there may be pieces and elements that give you some guidance, if you will. Yeah. I hope everybody had a good time. I had a good time. You never do what I think you're going to do. There were another 10 pages in there. It's interesting. But you never know, and that's why I had those dramatic pauses in there, because I don't want to railroad you. I want to give you the option to do whatever you want to do. I hope everybody had a good time. For anybody watching, thank you for watching Seven Sided Die's Carpathian Adventure. Eli will be here next week with Echoes of a Dream War. And I will be back in 2 weeks, and I'm trying to pull up so that I don't deprive Brad telling Brad, who is the once again, who is the name of the artist that we must thank for this awesome artwork?
For the pronunciation is Yenu, is what I was told. Why, like phonetically it's Y-A-Y, like Yenu. So you spell it Jeinu. You could find them on Instagram at Yenu Draws, or on Tumblr or Twitter, just at Yenu, Jeinu. He does really awesome work, as you can clearly see, and we great to work with. He's having commissions open back up in December, so I think we got a couple characters we might be adding to our roster through him. We look forward to working with him, and you should too.
Awesome. Guys, again, I had a great time. Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching us on Twitch, please follow. If you happen to go to Instagram, please follow. If you happen to go to YouTube, please subscribe. Also, we can take comments. You can comment on Twitch. You can send text via Instagram, and you can comment on YouTube. For now, have a great night. Roll for Seven Sided Die. Thank you.
Yeah.